And in all the speaker segments, we're going to bring you a discussion that you might think we have forgotten about, but no. Lately, I'm reminding you of things that you might left off the hook. So there are some updates right here to come your way as far as the contamination of Toje is concerned. How far? How's the preparation? The water they are supplying to the people, is it adequate or inadequate? Are they still supplying the water? Has anyone come to support the community people? I said they have resorted to fetching the Toje River. Are the authorities aware that these people have defied their directives and going on ahead just because they believe that the water is not contaminated, the fish in the water are still alive, and the water even being provided to them and insufficient, not enough for the household. 6:30 will bring you more discussion on that. Let's have our motivation this morning. So today we have another set of write-up here. And this morning's motivational message is an interesting one, and it's a reminder, anonymous one, of course, from someone we do not know. And it's saying that holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. So today, Tuesday, the 25th of February 2025. 3 days more, right, for us to say goodbye to February and welcome the Heritage Month. So we'll be talking about history, where Ghana started from, and where we are again, 60 years and over. Let me take you through the motivational message again, because all the time we are getting angry. The Bible even tells us that we shouldn't allow the sun to set on it. But this morning, we're saying that holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. Alright, so you are still angry, Ekwajiku. Okay, so this morning motivation is just saying that when you think you're angry and you are hurting someone with your anger, you are doing all those, dramas that you display whenever you are angry. It's just like you are holding a hot coal and with the intent of throwing it at someone. No, you are the one holding the hot coal. Who will get burned? It's you. So no anger this day, no anger tomorrow, no anger any day. Even it is allowed to be angry, but not to hold on to it. So holding on to it is where we hurt ourselves. Holding on to it is where it destroys us. So today be happy, and okay, so if you're angry, just mention Jijo like 10 times, okay? Late, we have 3 days more to go. You can go today, tomorrow till Friday where the promotion ends. So don't miss out on this. Hisense Aces season. They have got you gold-plated fins, high-quality copper pipes, eco-friendly gas whisper quiet operation, and a 4-in-1 filter system for super clean air. We've got all kinds of aces from splits to floor standing and both standard and inverter cooling system. There's always a Hisense AC for everyone. Rush to any Hisense showroom and upgrade to the best quality AC in Ghana. Get up to a 5-year manufacturer defect warranty at a super low price. Call 0302-550-000 for all the details. Hisense everyday prices for everyday people. Ancillaria iMed and optical suppliers. They provide you with services such as auto-refraction or keratometry, visual field examination for glaucoma diagnosis, corporate screening and outreach services, dispersion of spectacles and contact lenses, comprehensive eye examination and treatment of eye conditions. They are an accredited DVLA eye testing center to acquire a new license or renew existing one. They have installed quality spectacles frames for men, women, and children. They have ophthalmic lenses, photochromic lenses, blue lenses, contact lenses, lens solutions, sunshade. Locate them here in whole ground floor of Max International Building, few meters from the NHI's regional office in Accra. Malikem Hospital behind Zoomla headquarters, West Sako. And we also have at the new first floor of Ayivo Story Building. Monday to Fridays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturdays 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Holidays 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We accept Acacia Health Insurance, Metropolitan Health Insurance, Apex Health Insurance, Glyco Health Care, Equity Health Insurance, Ghana Association of Bankers Health Insurance, and many more. Call 0544 992 0544 927 175 or 0209 012 668. Okay, 6:36 is the time now, and also remember on the 27th of February will be the first State of the Nation address from the President, and in March will be expected budget presentation in Parliament. And again, March brings us to the economic dialogue or the financial dialogue. Yes, let's say the economic dialogue, where there is a call on the other political parties to also join. So the National Education Forum is still ongoing. They'll also be concluding their works 27th, and on the 28th hand over to the president. Have you made your input yet? Log on to the Ministry of Education's website on Facebook. You have the Google form there. Click on the link, and you also tell us what you think should be done as far as the free SHS and the double track system is concerned. And if you want to write, you can write to nef@moe.edu.gh. All right, so quickly, dear listeners, let's have the first segment, which is the Speak Out segment. And we'll be speaking to experts, we'll be speaking to citizens, we'll be speaking with stakeholders on this particular development. What's the updates? What's the latest? What have they been doing so far? Why the delay? Are they actually delaying? What are the complexities? Is it something we should be in the known of, or they can, hide it away from us? We'll know what has been done so far since last week. Almost a week now. Dear listeners, we'll be right back for that conversation. Stay on. staying on and keeping your dials on 105.1. We are live on Facebook, Global 105.1, and the show is on till 10 o'clock in the morning. A lot of conversations will be up for discussion. Don't miss any of them. Do also stay on, even if you are leaving the house and you will leave your radio, continue in your car. If you don't have a car, continue in the office on your phone. Okay, just briefly, okay, and also be working aside. So let's start with the release issued on the 19th of February 2025 from the Regional Coordinating Council, that is the VRCC. On the headline, contamination of River Taje, warning to users. We followed up on that. Yeah, like but that's we read this release. That was last week, Thursday, right? So we that was Wednesday and Thursday we followed up to Petue and also Friday. All right. So we read this to all our listeners, and then we had a few advices. Amedo o fak bakbele agotime the other communities affected by this news. The directive goes to the affected districts to make sure they provide alternative water sources for the impacted communities. So far, we have some communities' name going viral, but they also rely on the Stoje River. But the focus has been on Agotime so far. How about the other communities? At the right time, we'll be speaking with people who matter, and then they will share with us what's been happening so far. So the release, again, just to remind all of us, says agrochemicals have unfortunately spilled from a track into the Toje River, a tributary of the Volta River at Tove in the Republic of Togo. This incident occurred on Tuesday, February 18th, when the truck was involved in an accident. So the following day, this was issued. It is essential to assess the level of contamination in the Toje River and its adjoining water bodies in Ghana before declaring them safe for any human safety, including fishing. The Volta Regional Coordinating Council in this regard is warning all individuals and communities that rely on River Toje, including those in the Agotime Ziope district and downstream areas, for drinking, fishing, irrigation, or washing, to abstain until the water is confirmed safe for human and animal consumption. In response to this development, all affected municipal and district assemblies have been instructed to provide alternative water sources for the impacted communities until the matter is resolved. And our duty here is to relay the information to the general public, whether affected or not affected. We share with you, and also you draw the attention of your loved ones, your friends that are being affected by the Toje River. So on the following day, which is the 20th, we followed up on the issue. We spoke with the EPA regional director. We spoke with the MP for Agotime Ziofi, where he has given out seed money of 10,000 Ghana cedis for water to be provided to supply to his people. The VRCC has also taken a step to direct water tankers from Ho West, from Adaklu, from Ho Central, and Agotime itself to provide to water for the affected communities, that is Agotime, Petue. And that actually happened. Followed up, I came back, I shared with you, and also heard from the citizens or the community members who benefited from the supply. The following day, it happened. A third day, it happened. Where we understand some group of people also donated pure, that is sachet water to the community members in a form of support, and some boreholes in town have also been allowed for them to get water from. Before I continue with the update, we want to speak with the director APA. He has a busy morning, so let's quickly engage him. We engage another concerned citizen who is Timothy Selikim Donko Esquire. Later, after we've spoken with Engineer Maxwell Zukujo, who is the Environmental Protection Authority Director. He's an engineer. He's on the line already to speak to us. Good morning, Engineer Maxwell. What steps have your outfit and other stakeholders that you said you were going to work with? What are the steps that you, together with them, has taken so far?
Yeah. So thank you for the question. It's very good question. We have been with other stakeholders like the Community Water and Sanitation Agency. As we speak today, delegation of Water Resources Commission is on its way from Accra to meet with the EPA, Environmental Protection Authority Water Region, to also go and still sample some locations along the river body. They are looking at doing other tests. As we speak, the actual agrochemical or information on the actual agrochemical has not been provided. It's not known. And in testing, there are several protocols, like internationally accepted protocols that are used, to determine concentration or otherwise of agrochemicals or pesticides in a water body. And these protocols are predicated by the kind or type of agrochemical or pesticides. Mind you, there are various kinds of agrochemicals or pesticides. We have WP, waterable product. We have liquid emulsions and all that. We have a lot of agrochemicals or pesticides on the market. So not knowing the actual chemical or pesticide that has been spilled into the river body, it's not helping situations at all. Okay. But then the current tests that are being undertaken is to determine the potability, of the water body, whether it's still wholesome for consumption. Okay. And there are standards that are used. We have the WHO or the World Health Organization standards, as well as the in-country Ghana Water Company or Ghana Water Standards. So these are the tests being undertaken, so that at least the parameters determined during this analysis will be compared with the Ghana Water as well as the WHO water standards to know if the water is still wholesome. But to also determine if there are pesticides still remaining in the water, there's one test that is being looked at. That is like the residual pesticide test, whether there are still some remnants of pesticide in the water. Okay. But then that one will not tell us the kind, of pesticide in the river body.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So does it mean that is this going to be the first step taken so far? I am asking in regard of sampling, taking a sample of the water to be tested. Is this the first step, or you have taken the sample before and you are doing it again?
No. To answer that question, samples have been taken already. Okay. And the tests are being performed. So sooner than later, the results will be known and will be determined and made known to the public.
When you say soon, how soon is it going to be?
Oh, very, very soon. Very soon. I think these days before the end of the week, I believe so. The first set of results will be.
Okay. All right. So the you not knowing the actual agrochemical is also one of the reasons you want to say is delaying the process, isn't it?
Not me. It's not me. I think you see, when I speak, I represent the authority. I think that's like what is done. Well, no. Let me answer that again. Okay. So because that is like international practice. Okay. You know or you have a close, as in like idea of the kind of agrochemicals. Then you deploy a protocol, like a testing protocol to use, You know, mind you, the test, as like you remember when we were in senior high school, secondary school, then, you know, we used titration and all that to determine concentrations of compounds and all that. But now things have gone further higher. We use the tablets for reagents and all that, so that the abstract, you know, when I talk about protocol, I mean like a set of methodology, you know, used to determine the presence or otherwise of these compounds in a medium or in media. Yes.
Okay. Now that it is not known, it is still possible for you to use any other protocol and determine if the water is wholesome or unwholesome.
Like I said, you remember I answered that question before. Tests are being carried out to still determine if the water body is still wholesome. I mentioned like the potability, you know, of the water, like against known standards like of the WHO and as well as the Ghana standard. It's being done, you know, to compare the results that we're going to have against the standards. You see. Then beyond that, to another test that is also being looked at is what I call the residual pesticide. The residual test to determine if there are still pesticides in the water body.
Okay. All right. I don't know if the delay, should we call it a delay, is the reason, again, why the community members have resorted, defying any directive from the VRCC and going on ahead to fetch the water and use just as usual, because they say the water being supplied to them is inadequate. How safe it is? Are you aware? And what steps are you taking, if you are aware, to prevent them from going on ahead to use the quote and unquote the contaminated water?
Can you come again? Can you come? I think the network.
All right. So I'll ask the question again. I'm asking, are you aware that the community members have resorted, defying the directive from VRCC, and has resorted to fetching the water again for usage? If you are aware, what steps are you taking to prevent them from further?
To also answer that, you know that at least education, you know, we mount the radio. We've been on radio a number of times to also support, you know, the directive of the VRC. You know, today we'll also be on other radio stations and all that. So what the directive still holds, you know, but you are also aware that, you know, this is a society. Some, of course, laws are passed, but still people go on to flout the laws. You know, so that one, you know, we can only wish that or pray that all sections of society heed to the directive and order of the Water Regional Coordinating Council.
All right, the final one. After being on radio to speak, have you visited the community? Have you met with the members?
Yes, we have other structures. I think the nation, this is Water Regional Coordinating Council, mind you, you know, outreach, we are just an arm, you know, we just an arm. So that there is a structure, there's a structure of state. You put the community, unit committee, assembly, maybe even the chiefs. You understand my point? So when a directive is also taking their role, you know, their role is also to take this information further down so that at least we can all have maybe the expected outcome we all wishing for.
Okay. I'll leave it here now, engineer. So I allow you to do your work this morning, and we'll get the latest update by close of day tomorrow or the week. Thank you so much for making time to speak to us.
You're most welcome.
All right. Have a great day and your team. Okay. So that is Engineer Maxwell Zukujo. He's the Regional Director for the Environmental Protection Authority. Works done so far is what we're seeking to find out. It's not ending here. We're going to speak with Timothy Salikem Donko Esquire. He's a concerned citizen. He's so much concerned with this development, and he has written. Again, he's a writer, you know. So let's start and know what he has written so far And so Monday, 24th February 2025, that's the date. The regional minister, Volta Regional Coordinating Council, whole Volta region, and DSA, I'm reading everything on the paper. Request for agent action regarding the chemical pollution of the Toje River. I, Timothy Salikem Donko Esqua, a native of Adakluamfor and a citizen of Ghana, humbly writes this letter to urge your office to take steps to prevent, curb, and protect the environment from the limitless efforts of the chemical pollution of Toje River. And now here's the background. On the 18th of February 2025, news broke out that some chemical compounds, being agrochemical products, were released into the Toje River. On the 19th of February, the office of the Volta Regional Minister, by an official press release, confirmed the happening and of a said incident and clarified that the incident was a case of transboundary pollution which happened within the state of Togo in a town known as Tove. And then your outfit further indicated that pending formal assessments of the suitability of the Toje River for human consumption, it directs the villages and towns in the downstream area of the river desist from using it for drinking, fishing, irrigation, and washing. Now some issues here he has outlined. Now that he is on the line, I'll allow him to speak to the issues himself, and the further questions will follow. Good morning, Esquire. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, good morning to yourself and your cherished listeners.
Sure. Mereku efonamia.
Mereku.
Okay. Yeah, do hello.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Me de wonu ho na me penya salao. Benye adumevi ke echo deleme ye ne ganye esenyala ha. Eyike no jocho akosida ivayime nkeke wi enyilia eyegbeda si docho VRCC nkeke wi asiekele aji akevanegba ejena wabe afodede gobuyi de kemeleji yo mekwese be yatae ne dafo hengolo agbale do da ojibe ya ase nu deka evedo gome kude afoyi de mole alowo de kude echi epenya unti akọ unti na dumevi obe enyo na obe na waza elemal melemo.
Element. One of the following the announcement of the case of pollution of the Toje River, we fail to treat the conversation as a human rights conversation.
Okay.
When an issue of pollution of water comes up, usually we treat it as though it's just another case of wrongdoing, and then we leave it at that. But and to allow all occasion a threat to life, threat to healthy living, and then threat to the environment. Because considering the Toje River, which extends from Togo through Volta region to the eastern part, now Mutamela mom and then livelihood, dependent on the Toje River for fishing, for livestock rearing, as a source of drinking water. People use it for washing and all sorts of things. This is an emergency situation. National level, a state of emergency can be declared. That it's not something we should joke with. That anyone job on the 18th and the 19th, and today is the 25th. Yes, and as of now, the community EPA, community water, only take sample of the water. We don't even know Bella or attest. You have come out with a result. As of now, many awareness will creating in all the villages across the Toje River. As of now, many alternative emergency response plans, water works come into play. They are for access all those village dwellers. Now, for people who are over economic life, fishing and livestock rearing is dependent on the Toje River. How do they eat? How are they supposed to work? What alternative packages are there to elevate their situation? So we need to draw in other institutions. I mean, the case is not only for EPA and water works. It includes NADMO, includes the Water Regional Coordinating Council, includes the various district assemblies. That broader level conversation has been missing from the 18th till now. And that is why I'm on letter to engage all these institutions or to keep them informed. These are some of the things they are supposed to be doing as expected by the law. And if they are not doing it, well, they need to start doing it.
All right. So it's looking or it seems be New York or Benewa or Sianwa omela for de nenema or here time or here benang like balakodo nkuji now.
Yes.
All right.
Next for a CN1 regulation 21 of the PURC regulation 2020 and require that anytime there is an emergency in terms of curtailing access to water in a particular village or town, PURC together with Ghana West Coast will have an emergency response plan.
Okay.
That emergency response plan is supposed to ensure that there is an adequate supply of water in those villages and towns. As of now, I am not aware of that emergency response plan. I don't think you are aware of it.
Well, there's water is being supplied all at Chico and Akpetueto, and the focus is on Petue, but with the other municipal and districts, but for Petue, that I can speak of, after the release, we spoke with the MP, your regional minister, on that water tankers all available from Whole West, Whole Central, Adaklo, and the Petue itself. One name, Benwa Anachi. That on a water tanker for day to what fuel water tanker what jetchie, and they have done that on the Thursday, they have done that on Friday, they have done that on Saturday, and I learned Sunday they have done it also.
Yes, so me I call them maybe we are restricted as also quite well.
Yeah.
But there are various villages and towns in their own community that is around the Jordan River.
Yeah.
Are those villages and towns also having access to this water? Those are the questions. Now, the second issue, the National Disaster Management Organization, they operate under the National Disaster Management Act 2015, the NADMO Act.
Okay.
The Act, any disaster, there must be some declarations made under the Act. And then an information must be given to the Regional Disaster Management Committee and then the various district assemblies that there is this disaster. So they need to release this and these such resources to assist in stopping the disaster. Okay. We don't know as of now whether those procedural steps have been taken over and what resources have been released by the district assemblies. The resources shouldn't be only release of tanker. I made mention of the fact that people's economic life is being jeopardized. Yeah. There's an entire Fulani community within the Adaklu constituency that depends on the Jordan River as source of water.
Okay.
So what alternatives are being given to these people? Have they been able to access the purity of the water to inform them that they can send their livestock there? And if not, are they still drinking from the Jordan River? Are we not getting a case of poisoning of livestock, which we will later consume? So these buffers and safeguards, they need to be there. Because as of now, I know that the market is still in operation. People who fish smart fish from the various rivers still bring them to the market to sell. How do we ascertain the quality of all these livestock and fishes? That the conversation, there's a larger conversation to make out what is going on. Not to limit it to the fact that a Timerio, a moment potio, that sends some water up there and then make a case out of it. We need to know the entire region, the various villages across the Jordan River, the intensity of the chemical pollution, which villages are affected. Because still break out news Jordan River has some sort of chemical pollution. It has caused some level of anxiety and consternation in those various villages. People are living on pure water. How many people in villages are continue to buy pure water back of 8 Ghana cedis every single day? That is a larger conversation we need to pursue. And that is the reason why I wrote the letter.
All right, so how often are you expecting a response from these quarters, VRCC, together with the other stakeholders? How soon? Because just a few minutes before we called you, we spoke with the EPA director. First he said, "Oh, you was sampling. Oh, you were for sampling via yoga will get egba." So this morning they are going to have a busy morning. They're going to have a community and water delegation together with the EPA, whatever was sample bubu, and also says that one of the factors they don't know the actual agrochemical it's also one of the factors but what they want to do now is the residual test. akpo be nkawe chemicals kawe le chieme agbososo kawe le mama wa tonze alo matanzo. So this morning that's what before we me batia kakple wela yenye je ike me dodo ngota for you be you wa dendi ala be international standards the ole le be you follow protocols the ole you ji ole be you zoro by close of week la you ole sure be you are to henu chocho de go. So how soon are you expecting them to act on this?
Yeah, so I indicate struggling because if you stay at the end of this week, Mr. Pass entire 1 week in the conversation, we don't know even the level of chemical pollution. So we are already behind.
Okay.
The second issue about the sampling, we need to ask further questions. How is the sampling being done? Are we dealing with a holistic geographical sampling? Where are the locations where these various components of the water are being picked from? Do we know an intensity area where we are likely to see more chemicals, and then we get a less intense area because at the downstream, the river is flowing.
Yeah.
The chemical contamination to the surveyor, it flows down. So let's pick water from only 30 districts. You are unlikely to be able to determine the level of intensity somewhere else. So how widespread is the sampling? Any issue? The sampling could have been done. I don't know I don't have expert knowledge on what chemical processes go through before you can determine the chemical component of the water. But let me understand with for an entire 1 week without having an idea of the level of contamination. And then I think scientifically we are still behind. In any way, I still give them the credence for the steps to overtake. In terms of response, not a response in particular to me. Okay. We need to answer to the public in its entirety. But the demands and requests that exist there, they are urgent ones. Without any correspondence with me, they need to take steps. They need to go to the communities and create awareness. Because we are dealing with illiterates to some level. Many of me are affecting the gravity of what is going on. People are going to downplay it.
Yeah.
So these are issues we need to fight head on. Now, I would expect them, but as of yesterday, Quattro received letter, we should have begun taking steps to address the requests and demands that are made in the letter.
All right. Esquire, yeah, no, don't put there by close of week before the week ends. I'll continue with my follow-up. It's rather unfortunate that on Friday, I witnessed it myself. Saturday, Sunday, community folks are still going to the stream to fetch the water. And when you interact with them, they'll tell you, when you interact with them, even kids, so they are still going ahead to use the water. But as you said, we'll still be knocking on the doors of people who matter, so that they take steps, not to be slow in the steps they would have to take, but you'll be quick in whatever they are doing. Thank you so much for speaking to us, and we'll call on you at the right time again.
Sure. Thank you very much, and have the best of the day.
Sure. Okay, so I am me SHO senyala salikem donko bo ebe iche ikpono vu abeduma vike enya heka echie nyagbe echoche meka fele hu de. We need to go back to Agotibekota and speak to people who are making sure bechiela miwegbodo. We tried doing that yesterday. Unfortunately, one man who is, any number one for us to speak to was in Accra, because so he was in Accra, and we were supposed to speak with the constituency secretary, but Mimeton gets you. This morning we're also trying very well to speak with him. Gavoles chegboa echiere gagava ole ma eyimi seba medo oko sache water hekova nade o mede ami onu ho a alomekpo mel pele echie alo borehole obenu elamo de kede ko pape mede ole model enu ami oyiva le chie ku apechie megale dedem na owa eya pele bubu gede we ni be miapa si hesu wojia miaga ase le yonto yo chegbo Aleike wole mekwese begbe ameroga igaba kuchie lesa zamba leike kunyinto cheme kwa chonyi choke ya penya sela oyenye echi penya iva van ebe echinya eto tepoza ike community so bode nvu wole zazansi gbe kakaba do fi le VRCC de oten di chagede those communities ele nkude umbe all the communities affected de echie ele ogbodom tututu a the assembly ogbolobe the assembly mele so effective because they don't have an MCE and also they are on a strike. Most importantly, they are on strike. Yenye, the most important one. But the supply of the water is it still ongoing? Echiela mi ogbodoma. So when you are hearing this as citizen, a concerned one, you can also support in your own small way. So whilst we still working on the phone lines, hopefully we'll get him before the show ends. Maybe you want to share in the conversation this morning. And I got to beto, you yourself should be speaking to us this morning. Leke chiele vaval, chiemele vaval. Ole mana mia, leke, ele vavale gamejia, the viola school yim, ole mamle opete. As of Sunday, we expect that chia vakaba, but Sunday too, there was a delay. So let's hear from you briefly. Apemia ide lamesemenyagbo, and then the rest of the conversations you mia I have and I'm mia pe ya van laji 0247 900 764 bakple 0203 766 500. I really want to hear from my people in Agotibe Kweto. So we know nyanto whatever they have been saying it. But who do we have here? Okay, Kajinami.
Ekajijo.
Welcome la.
Mamio.
De Kweto Egboa.
Mi o to da I will to da for o je Kweto to nyu ta to da for no mi to mi.
Me china we Kweto to menyo.
Yo akwe Kajijo akwe ne donyo ke wa na mi o leta. E wo le amedo wa ma o ne yira kakakaka. Le na wala me ne sen na no mi agbo. Water is essential to our lives in various capacity. When the kukube let toji le I got in a to any to make chemicals one you go the chima. The kukbele the Ghana water company told no come at no for me severi to look out there to me how bad they can treat the water. What should the consumers of the people the community ma the area ma Bom water pochana biveke atitanka ho kole chefu inemya newa tafate abamyedo omele chepo lenyan mobe no ko atitanka cover the kako akpo no go aro agbe the kako akpo in the population of that agotine quarter is growing day by day.
Meka china be yo kpo de ka.
O lenyan sigben tuto kim tomya me ro mi se.
Chofine.
To emobubuwaji
na benebe tapate eva kponu ahele chichi na obe America be kpo chideka because the people are not even allowing you on top of bubo cha no kpo chieku the
renyanu de ole population population is growing day by day tananyebe ekpo agbe ka agbe very eton ya maga kwa le ba mere chene kpo Sigban to toilet, me let us say, that time for the Sigbera. Nya the cuckoo, the cook for nature, because I'm a bottom here and not on here.
For nature, if I via ballet keko, a dueda and near Heleba for Newacho. It's rather unfortunate that Amionto, the beneficiary, so metele more nam to for a fair distribution. So when you come with your basin, your buckets, your barrels, 10 of them, you want to fill all. But you have the aged amongst you, and they are not even considering that. We calling on the public, even though medo yaoga bui be me here, yo yire chie boy yo fe at the kukula. But we need to wait for ameyo scientifically esi damegbena mi le fetu hem na obeno akpo doya ogbona mi all the interactions we've had earlier on, you realize that so no wape. Tamiano mokpokpo member by the close of the week, even before that. By close of day today, again, I'll do my follow-up, my check. And the next one will be the VRCC to see what monitoring allo surveillance kayocho detome call a do bokbom as the body in charge of Miape affairs, so our safety here in the municipality and the region as well. If you want to share in, the other line is not available for now. You can call 0203-766-500. Eyo jole mi agbokwa mi aja agbabe mi efonu lo nu vevie be na sitotro wa va ahia be na wa na mi le yi nwentoji eyi ke mi ache mi atojo chimelewa. We followed extensively, and we are still doing same for this. If any other one comes out, we'll continue until Ameyo kata on here. But no wakbog bojuya, no wakbog bojuya. 0247900764. Kwakule 0203766500. Then yade la sio. Jibi akoko kwe alo babia de alo edode be adoa na agede mi ajito mi ape ekaji eye mi a akpo nenem domagbo. Now, hello, good morning.
Hello, Sister Jojo.
Papa.
Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, Christopher.
Well, Dojilo.
Yeah, cello.
They come like you when you like na follow up. Okay, honorable divine boss and anybody do my like wa follow up. Hey, like galanya. I'm a ko baglo na nya ko no blaziri ka gbe magbekwa. Efu enye ma follow up enye edo pata. Akwe mauna now, na ga now sebere na iji wuke nemi. I want to blame you, but to all my temple. Mila and Yawa. Then you ever look at it, Joshua, and you MPP government, you and make Duman on any Duman. We want to hit your near North Tonga. I'm a go. This one just a chew, and our people are not able to deliver well. Look, I'm a better. We have a character to come here. You come out, watch it. Can look our regional minister Clayton, blame you, but you left my cabin, a cheek, you mark. Yeah, a chidamu, near Central Tongue to
for Christopher.
Mammy,
No, ya hele Jojo ma. The miaga kweko to awudona amede abale ikene jibe awenya.
Many cigar where by Majima Manano Yabari, a chuki can your metal, chocho, ya, ga, talk a cake, a man, a catchy device, a killer, but for somebody, then a year metal, a killer, well, the academy level do la no fufu. I give a man going at the piano, look at it, Berry, a chuki metal, chocho, cacavacho, gato. Nika Jordan, Chacabetta, Yabella cigarette. No quena cucumato macho. Good morning to the listeners.
Okay. I'm even lost of words because I wasn't expecting that it will go that way, but that's his opinion anyway. We'll end it here so that the banter wouldn't, continue. Let me have a shift from the conversation. Please, let's not, politicize, everything. Let's not be doing that to ourselves. Hello, good morning.
Thank you, Joe.
F4.
I'm okay.
Okay.
Where the door?
Yeah, cello.
Let's hear where it's here. Put your hands on the better.
You touch a zan, how you come a call when I was on. I'm mad all as I
call about over a mobile do to your Bob Waterman. The Bob will have a station there.
Ah, well, I have. And then you bear female say leg. I can see I'm a doto. Your york magic will get a mare. And ka sebo ome demole un hadel. I may you all a dog bear. Ofo no nami dongo.
I do benefit the topic. Upon no, I'm a good bananaco, no one dafa for Tamene. I'm a siame. I'm going to put in all over for Mianto Mia Papache, ever the food day. We must chobe galance, low and a chimeli low. Mian toya day, get up in Matamaco Belele. Polele, Yape Dong, Yabere machine, one of the blank catching one or the jaw. A cacape, better touching. Is only I over my Chiaba for the May no Zen, Waku at our Melezan, Yetafe. No, but Yabemia Dongo. I can look at him at Block when you be 11 Yapete, whether look at 2 Jojo, look at him Yapesu. Yawa ma wa mi be mi azan susu akọdọnu do mi azan susu akọkọrabere nu ka le jọjọ na ma ko duro America o taji o egbenyi mele gbọlọbẹ water we towa no watachi ameke topiti hele funi ho no change no kwara be totoro ma va mi na ba se mi nyame na mu no lo atotoro no change am ma wele fuma ECG no change am ke am gan hele funi no ko totoro ava lo ma va ta John Mayibo
yo
ko ma bone pete tobe enya ke amenye America nya ko duro America o taji o apati be yan ti pele ke mo joy amani ba mi dole ke ma kama ko fe ti no ake ko joko a ele mi akọ ya para bele astotro ava me to bone mi ave ri na mi sa ye to le ya le do wa nto e ya na mi nya be machine a o mele bele le choni ta machine gbele ta mi le ti fupe aka be wata to so lo fe do a ke fi to bi to wa butie la
sigbo original minister china esele ya ntonu mebe o mele bele na mo ya ta machine gbala
o de enu jogban me ne ko lo de mi o be machine gbele wa
ya ochina esele ya va ne mbe mi gboro mi ga no nya ko da mo
ne me danu jein e ya ko mi e go me no plan mi o yi sini e ameki to bi ba pon mo o be machine e gbele o me maintenance wa ne machine ma e do rase ta ne ni me gbele directo wa e ya ko gboro me la fe ta be ni me tro ni ro ta mi ale kure mi ape do wa na akpogo be ni adira nu si ando le machine a wa do nuito
akpe kaka yo wele todo. Hello, good morning.
Sister Jijo.
Papa.
Nanne mama koko mune mya mado.
Okay, yenya paka.
Obe enwo jola duade le tugu no tuve mena na me. Kene tuve tia trava to jamade to jafa akpaka to we mo azetiao. Agoti ma toga ma to mule ma. Ni ka pe video hon ga to to. Kakan mo anya mama de demine ni ma ko ni mi jiri na bi mya sembo koko.
All right. Now downstream, along the river, I mean you bete nyale echianwo sigbe henya zane kwa. Yo fenya enye ekebe opete o mazanchi o me direct na mereko. Akoro ko yo got me play other communities yo echie to gbo wozana yo pete ya mo de.
Ema kokko mu na mi o ka ba no pete ba be agotu me pete. Abo alekini hanya agome no ko chia do chatu to foro do ko fa video ko zero la fiade o lebe mi afanya madala wade nyam ne mi ne papa to fi ale va ila ntila mi o mi mega se chia le yi o mu le nkula mudamu ye ko su be chia mama hala wo ro mo bo ne chia mo go bo no finye o ga na to ji chia ke mbe mi be enya fo maga jo e na no ga tanya mo ko bo ni do nga ka aga ko to vira na wele doji
akpe mi ho yola mamlento la pa. Hello, good morning.
Hello mama Jijo.
Yes.
Yo le doji.
Yo chelo.
Yeah, the kuba mu yo kele chete fidi. How many hours? How many hours? How many days to quarters na tia? Attend the ocho una nia.
Le enyanwa over hogbanto koi. That was not a direct question maybe aga kele enyanwa be yo hogbanto. Eye efudedi echenye be nui tututu atike tututu ekode echiema omenye atikia how echeba wo fudede vide kake yike yobe yowa wo fifi anye residual test akokpo yeah
for 20 years ago I'm looking at test go back test again etie probably etie into be college le from the beginning as you le test this year.
Well, okay, to me and yata ya gbo mi akpo then
o mo buta me to npo aka o te ya si ba test na ti to ba to si ko nglo spy date de gi e ya ko ten date na be spy ya ke mi o kele ni ya ko to mi ato ko jo me la me yo nku wa va o te ko machine test ko be ke no mi le to 20 years ago de le ke content le afi ne na me do mi si wa pa be awo before la le o le si si la e contaminate na ne gele meta e toto a etinye fluelo ka je be dile tu ko be ke nyam yo ke de school yin go be la je be e ye ko de nile ka fa chelo ka de funami ponu bi ke jole petwe le te fere ke nu ke jole mama di jo be pa ko bo o get o be no ni ti wa ta fa tie ti bi le fu ke pe amu yo pa de le je mo na pa le tie me fu la ke la ko be tie se glole e pa mi on to of the mission or something like that. O ko ba de le tell me ku ta mo do jeza.
job wa gro na mi mama di jo na de ku na mi yo kele taje na ni le mi to bi ogo bra ni o pe mu wona ni ngo wo so nya ka class we aka de o ji u be nya na mo do blame ni de yawe ise gunu che owa nya le che test ba nya de ku na we be no ja gbo no ni to fe respect come nefa u be nya na me de blame ameko ko gale gana ko wa alojo ami yo kele nya ju be nya ngbe olo o ga oju le gana ro ele o kura ko wa roju alo gale gana ko wo ko aspe ni le to ni.
Interesting comments from discerning listeners. Yakwa said afi akpe yellow wofe you medo le ko nya le do kwa bi se no gba bia yi onya gbolo na mi onya gba na me pola ayo fe do da se wonye ele onya gbolo na mi kwa ba bia bia se me bia ndo do yo mi okwa mi na mi ase kake kweto no ase be obo yo me test e chi evo ad ekon be na mi azel ta mi le kuku dem and mi a heda le chi ezaza ngbo no ko en kwa na mi aiji na mi azen. Focus our attention on our discussion we started last week on child mental health development. Okay, that me jem kulem de no so so ya on consider environment. The VP formation if relati ya lo consider se consider reclamede sunu megbe no yiwo le be na wa develop ele wo le be de vie ne no kule mamle pete mi le nkude mo ta egbe a ko wa zo jina me vi de fo kemi mi aide kemi asron egbaji
yo nyasela o me da pe na mi ape eleke mi ko sie mi ape ya bala ya akpe na mi kaka le unji ya mi aiji child mental health development mi glebe eje gomecho mi ape fufofo me bastere mo ji de vie o kochina actually stage so me yonu ma opete ke ma to asive vie to de ka evedoji ke mental health development mental health development include emotional, psychological and social well-being. Let me globe it include emotional efiabe leke de vie peji ku popo peji jo popo wa ba no nenye bo jivo even ne le po mechela ele jijo kwoge akpoji kuche le po ame ela be me globe from age ne de vie ne nyonu fofu heji no ho 24 weeks enye 6 months nusi anu ike madala gbolola bebi ya esene ne madala kpoji kuchela bebi ya nyana be madala kpoji ku nu popo de si ade opona the sounds esene ta ne madala le haji chela bebi ya chenya ele sebe madala le haji eka ko togbi madala le jiji eku haya alo jijo popo hae madala se bebi la sene wo kochina ta ele bene mi ane mi fofua mi ano jijo popo me hesi ayi ele be the negative aspect of all that we are doing will actually affect the child negatively. Tani ebe mi wonu ike me jenwe dola egble nanu le de vie pe jijo popo nenye be ojivo ta ni ebe nyɔnu le dzidzɔ kpɔkpɔ me hesia ye no ko dzi ɖevie tse la akpɔ be ɖevi ma la hesia ko le dzidzɔ kpɔ ele nu ko le wɔwɔ fine enu ma pete na be ɖevie tsina. Then social well-being ele very broad. Ɖevie ƒe relationship kple ame bubuwo alo ɖevie ƒe kadodo kple hɔn le ɖevie adikɔ kple nɔvie bubuwo le environment ye me pete o pete wole me le ɖevia do ka kple hɔn o pete wole me ale be gbea mia idzi akpɔda be nu kawe mie wɔna eke amatsi kalawo mie zana kple nu bubu ke o mie wɔna eke egblena nu le ɖevie ƒe susu ŋu ya no gble ɖe nu kawe tutu wo gblena nuwo sugbɔ gake mata no pete yɔ le eka dzi o. Ta nenye be madala ezã amatsi do alo mi gblɔ be alcohol effect, caffeine effect and unprescribed drugs effect. Sometimes school can be prescribed. Kakela do ma hi odi be no save madala pe life tala. Some doctors maybe want to save the mother than the child because onya be ne madala ti agbela agava jivi bubu. Ta do ma hi o ma di be no lose both the mother and the child. They may use some of the drugs and some of those drugs may also have effect on the child. Ya no gbenula no ka wenye the commonest things that affect the child. One, it affect physical abnormalities. Tane madala lenye ahanola fi fofula ele benekpan nenye caffeine no ma opeto no na hame blenu dudu bubu me ke mi wona madala fofukola ele benekpan no ma opete wowo me sigbe wa physical abnormalities edo wa kaka jivia abomeleneo afomeleneo nkugba nkuo menye eke hetolo nkuoin edo me form crow no ma enye physical abnormality eke watakpo nu si anu ke watakpo ple won ku be me form nyu edo no ji devie voa yo wenye physical abnormalities ta ele bene mi akpan nenye be mi fofo mi akpan na no wowo ta evelia no ka ga gblen le devie hun intellectual disabilities devie la epenunya ele keke ma we bene wa nyanu dengogbe la maga dengogbe sigbo la be do ma yi ma yi me ke brain no formina alo susu no formina he ma yi me ya no aza machimao ke interact brain pechichi ta ne ba machimao interact brain pechichi alo susu pechichi akpobe devi ma ogede ola o yi school they are very slow learners teacher wa no fupe how I don't know susu akra ko agbane ko trade mechela edo mele nyago.
Okay, is that the reason why ono gogolobe devi bagbale nyanya enogbo ocho mostly okay. In some percentages. Okay. Menye 100%. All right. Edo family trees woleme. All right. Edo family en kafra o menya nana neko kafra zia dren. Kafra zia wo alo zia dren. Edo family ma agbale nyanya leme. Okay. Ta automatically honji deviela whether you teach the child or not la no nya is school fees le kala e capture ho. But when the interactions comes during the pregnancy afi hoji devia the video fa gbale manya echo no ma ogbo ya ta megbo me de si ade o ela be other factors are there but this one perspectively on the drugs that or the things that we do during pregnancy ya mele no potwe. Okay. Ale benye be ojo sigbela devia edo ovazuna slow learners devia akpobe class emeso na onye teacher wa se nye penya gome kabawu class emeso edo devido no nya fia nu ko capture zire ka devide wa afia ka afi wa va nwode me susue edo kra ma ba nwode me pe wa move to the next class o na ma o lo head o ma ho gaba 3 days same topic le fumala afi wa va no me se vide ya ta kpobela delay alo interact open intelligence actually ta amachi zaza maje to le efufo forma egbre na no zigedele miavio na me jiwovwa ya ta mi le gbogbobede na ejide viebe menye ne lekeke de vienya kpode
ele be de vie pe susu me che ne konenema epe intelligence epe emotions epe physical abilities play nu ma opete no so play de vie ka ke ga do me mi jina via de vie je tugbe play de eje de ka fine ga kela ne po de vie pe nu wona wala o me so play de vie pe jani ne le chichi ta de vie pe chichi stages ma ponu to stages afimi akpan ta edola amachi ya over nana be de vie pe stages ke o me le chichi la mi china le stages ne mi chi voin me yako mi ape stages o mara o me ga je now aha ga ka me si ame china le stages me ta mi glo na be ne oji de vie ele be by 3 month time la ne wona ne by 6 month time la ne wona ne neta ne no anyi ne te unu anyi by 10 month la ne te unu anyi ne te at least ne cho ple to mi we by 18 month la ne te un chitre ple to mi we stages wenye ma by the age of 15 or 20 month la ele be de vie ne ton globe ne ton ponu vide ne enu po me ma ko kra ne ton yona ne.
All right.
Aha, yenye stages we the stages e de vie le chichige. Ka kene amachi ya o interact de vie fe stages wa. Akpobe de vie e ko 6 ma chama ta nanyo.
All right. So formation anything I interact with the formation la, it has to do with drag the dekwa.
Menye drag de do. Ya megrebe factors wo sugbo ga kela. This one I'm talking specifically concerning the usage of drugs during pregnancy.
Okay.
Ala be meglobe other factors wo le fuma. Even mother's ill health. Actually. Na madala je do sugbo le fu fo me. Ye wo zama chi do alo epe madala the more the mother is healthy in the during pregnancy also affect the child.
Okay.
Ntane madala me vale healthy cra je do seriously don tolo kaka oji de vie de to go be de vie physically ano fine ga kela do mahin egbele na no le de vie mi menya na ya glo me le be de na mi ji de vie de menye pe nku me jani de ye so pele susu omu aha ta po be ne ko de vie pe jani e pala me popo pele nu ma o ko so pele nu de vie pe nu wona ne le chichia e do me so na.
Okay.
Aha.
All right.
So the use of unprescribed drugs no ma opetia keme meno gbogbo de vie pe chichi the development stages ta no ma o ne o intera stage a ta nke o je be de vie nenu anya mi apo ebe wo ko de vie meto la yin no obe meson obe nwuse mele de vie nwe wo bete ta hotis mantela o mata ko edu anyu la be o try la o po be meto la yin no go aha stages ma opete ike de vie ple nu ma opete de megbe de moment de vie pe tata ple pe zozo nu ma onya he de megbe kola sigbe susu o che he de megbe mi enu ya opete pomele I'm talking about the brain development pele keke de vie anya nu nenye be ojivo ya pe nu pomele.
All right.
Aha ta no nya wo sigbe kola he de vie pe chichi ple epe nu nya epe eleke wa kono amedo menu si anu peteta David do chichela akpobe they are still playing with the what chiga ko they are still playing with small babies. Oma the kokpele ope age mate wo. I'll come and continue later. Thank you very much.
Hey, interesting. So next time I'll be at the community and then the view so the former I'm play the viewer. Anyway, so as women, you have a lot to do before you get pregnant, during pregnancy, and after birth. Husbands, this one you need to be paying salaries to your pregnant women. Anyway, we'll take a breather here. We come back. The news and view segment is on, and then the National Fire Safety will be joining us for the annual Fire Safety Week celebration. We'll be having a discussion. Aike ekamyo pete le jofe enyao. Minotoji na Emma. views segment. Today we are not going to spend so much time with you because our time is limited. Conversations so let me see can occupy 8 to 9. That me hano me agbo how we tra video ko. Egble don't go back agenda one botrogbo. The promise from the then flag bearer of the NDC now president be you want make sure be you complete agenda 111 maybe the government has secured about 100 million US dollars startup fund for the agenda 111 the Ghana Investment Infrastructure Fund. Yeah, mileji vu wado afire new minister bava before the former administration for tema wonu ya chava yoga de fifia mi ga yoga de be yan here ta ga bete hemi jirado be na mi akwa agenda the middle government dogbo alo gale alo lenyenya all of that me alen kudon but me get me into details on the opinion segment. Yes. Frank Abodoji for me is here.
Yes. Oh, my like Akbami.
Yes, ma.
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. Okay, ma chicho.
Oh.
When some of your colleagues say mama chicho.
Oh, mama. Oh, no, mama kulo.
Mera kuku. Amegi tofete hino David Johnny obe mama chicho. Mera mitasi. Ome wan le tu mesibo.
Tiajo we mama menyoa.
Ake bele mama kude. Ewe yata mebe belo.
Ena me mama lo yo amerebe ma jijo ku mama ipopo. Mi yo me mama jijo to. Eta we tasi jijo chefa.
Makula.
Ero tasi mejo. How is it?
Oh, great. We are fine. Everybody is fine. Our listeners are fine. Let me use the opportunity to say to wish Apetoga Miato Paul Domi happy birthday. Egbe moga koferi kakbene. And eno agbere mi agboda.
Well, okay, me a birthday dua. Me chwe afe landlord. Apeto Roja.
Yo, okay.
Eche mega value. Tami do baba na fumeto.
Yes. Oh, I quite remember. Anytime ever ye kweno monu abubu asinam dora. This is megalekpo benyawa meva senya. Baba na for me. Senya voin.
Sure. All right. Yeah, dodgy.
Yes. Let me quickly take you to the daily graphic. The front page says, you know, the Galamsey fight is still on.
Yeah, the all the ministers seems to be up and doing. Everyone is, you know.
If it is not one of those things that we used to be seeing, if it is not one of those things, then I will pray that they should speed up and let us see result. You know, I like asking for result, the end product. I want to tell the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources that in the past, I have seen Honorable Peter Ameu go to the site and lambast the Chinese citizens that is this what you do in your country? Is this how you do money in your country? And for football is the other for me, like Nyadog Bolo. It's not different from the ones we have been seeing in the past. And I want to tell him that this is...
So how differently do you want his to be?
We want to see when he deployed them, in case he deployed the soldiers, the police, and the rest of the site, they should not only go and arrest the miners, they should arrest them, seize the generators for giving them power, seize the water pumping machine, seize the gold, seize the mercury, seize everything that they use, and the money, the cocaine, the weed, the guns, everything. They should seize everything and go beyond. As he said, he's going to arrest their sponsors, all of them. Go to the port, seize those who clear the excavators, those who transport the excavator to the site. They should arrest all these people. Then they should show it to us. So they shouldn't tell us that they arrested them. They seize all those things. They should show it to us.
So over the weekend, the president, have charged them or said they shouldn't burn any of those things again.
Yes.
It should be confiscated
Yes.
for the state.
At least we need some of them here.
So it's given to...
no for them if you want to boga bag them me. And Tonya got a miafe gojo pe mokeji. We say ko no me de. Scaveta ma me fe ato wa doka catch of ma bado talk be afe domon lefi.
E ma ko nwi
Ma ko Jako magada America le hogbo.
Okay, so you want them seized, confiscated.
Yes.
And then the ban of importation of the excavators and other machines, the champans and all the other things they have been using.
Because purpose, they can be
it's locally manufactured in some of the mining communities.
Yes, so they should just go and conscientize those who are manufacturing it because it's something they have learned and they are living on it. So they should just conscientize them that please stop this. And I think that will end.
Is this fight a fight we can ever win as a nation where we are currently? Alternative job conversation aga atrova.
Yes.
You should give them something first
Yes.
when you are telling them to leave site.
And so the issue of conscientization will come in. You see, just say, oh, stop. Or if you give a job to the person, the job is not fetching, the person will definitely go back. But rather conscientize the person. This is why we need peace council. This is why we need all the reverend ministers in this world, in Ghana, all the corner pastors. We need them right now.
All right, so the people should understand that we need our forests.
Yes, we need our
If we
rivers.
destroy the forests, these are the rippling effects.
Yes,
The cascading effect comes back to you and I.
exactly.
The water bodies, the farmlands, the damage you are causing, your activities are causing to the environment, the children you are giving birth to, the chemicals, the kidney failures, the blah 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 blah. We are all facing. OPT. Well, that education will it really be effective?
It will be effective, just like it will be effective, just like what they did to what human rights people did to our students, and this is what we are receiving now.
Polluting their minds against human rights matters. Even when we spoke with the lawyer we spoke with earlier, Timothy Selikem Donko Esquire, is a human rights lawyer, so he's fighting for the people. So the law says this, the law says that. There are some people, regulations, this and that says you should work with this. Many what we are seeing, NADMO is there. You can work with other people are also there. PRC is also there. That you can work with. So he is fighting for the people, the rights of the people, that they have potable water. Then you have natural disaster there. So VRCC promised to update at close of day, and then EPA. So
Yes, man. Then going forward, Transport Minister is also making a call. Say port charges to be reduced, taxes, duties, levies targeted. So, and you see. In all this, I don't see the connection between the people who are already on the ground and the people they are pointing to. Now the minister is promising or saying this, and the GRA is also saying they have 200 billion Ghana cedis target to achieve. So if you reduce these taxes and the rest, how will these people also achieve their target?
Whenever they achieve their target is what? You're always against it when via GRA.
They always announce that they achieve their target and even in essence, yes,
their target. So, and then Dr. Baumia said something in that regard. Open targets for exceeding their targets. He said something. And then the harassment they've also been given to clients, he also spoke against it. So now that we want to reduce taxes, we are taking out e-levy, we are taking out emission levy, COVID levy and all of that. There are some other taxes that were existing already, were in existence before these new taxes. So they should, I think after the budget is read, what we will revise, open target for the year. If it's going to largely affect them,
yes, it will make it very difficult for them to achieve their target.
So they should adjust to what we have now. Or we are going to collect, in exemption of the ones that will be abolished. It's a promise made to Ghanaians, and that the government is willing and yearning to fulfill. Ghanaians will question what one way to. February, so that much will come, and then when the budget is presented, it's so annoying paying those coins on.
Very annoying.
Okay, so GRA. enye me baba me o me jefe go me ho and me gwajira video your target you still have another target when we take those ones out. You still have another target. Me wala dowa. Me wala gajina.
Then also here AGI ready to partner with government on 24-hour economy, and I want to ask AGI a question. The previous fun fairs, those fairs, what is the end result? This is my question. What are the end results? What is the sustainability? And they are ready to partner again. That's my question to them. Quickly, let me move to the Chronicle. MC sent 40 mines inspectors abroad. For training to improve upon efficiency, also decentralized operation in mining regions. Okay. Then Galamsey fights also. Galamsey war will be retributive, fair, and firm. Amakofibua is saying it. Then the Daily Guide. Agenda 111, 1.7 billion needed to complete project Mahama. And NIB invite Joe Gate for questioning. Not only Joe Gate, a lot of people are there.
I want to jump the gun.
Okay. Whether I jump the gun or no. And the reason why I said this is PDS. So many PDS now.
I'm sure you and I didn't give them who and who to invite. List of names to invite.
See, this is where I have problem with OSP. If NIB or BNI is now, we are now seeing them. I got something called NIB or BNI. I got something called Befifia.
Oh.
Melo. We all look on a jam. Could American Bologna radio. You could vala me terrorist. Oh, me Befia Ojamo invite. Befia OSP.
They have a new head.
OSP should also join force. But inviting, and Yoko is also there. They also investigate. You know, Yoko from SFO to Yoko. So these are financial issues. They should also join forces. They shouldn't make a quack bad that BNI, the regional.
You want them to do a joint
operation. Operation.
Joint operation.
Recover all loot.
Okay, when you oral toto so oral to Attorney General. So what NIB or BNI is doing?
It's still the.
It's also doing something else.
But it's also the same.
All right.
That's the motive.
President Akufo-Addo, former President Akufo-Addo says, "Don't run away. Stay in the country."
It's just a saying.
I know you're well.
I know my old man. He will save beautiful things on the puppy.
He's now a statesman.
Statesman.
So
by virtue, we are
ex-president, and
so
then
we are a statesman.
Can we
stop the hypocrisy?
He's still a property of the state. Okay, he's still a property of the state. They're still feeding him.
Merci. Merci.
So when he's ordering the former servants of the country to stay, not to run away, they should stay. Okay, the country is getting more interesting, so they should all stay. No phone, no name. Say, if you have nights in hiding, you have no secret. Just talk to us.
Then the Ghanaian Times make council of state active. VIP charges members. Then
attention is on those people.
Yes, we want to see different council of state. Yes, it shouldn't be the same thing. Me and you say man of Bedona. My Sophia Akufo, good morning.
I just representation. What do
if you I make it our portfolio like up. Former Chief Justice Yellow.
It doesn't make any of them higher than the other. They are all members now working.
Lead na demonstration.
All right.
Then the Hack newspaper, new one. MPP big guns blame for Ashanti vote disaster. Apenyumakin mock judges. Where did he study his law? Hey. Then MPA promised smooth CRM rollout. Then the business analyst, CD continue to strengthen in value against dollar. Year to date loss reduces to 0.96%. Then 1.7 billion needed to complete Agenda 111 project, Mahama reveals. And the last paper for you, that is the Business and Financial Times 2025 budget. Industry leaders push for tax reforms, forex stability measures. So that is it for the papers for you.
All right. Let's take another portal here. Away from the papers, newsroom says 1.7 billion dollars needed to complete and finished Agenda 111 projects. That's from the president. Democracy Hub, CPP sue to drop Kotoke's name from Ghana's International Airport. That landing name was Vomao is proposing. Togbe, blah, blah, blah. The third or the second, it could international. It's too long for us. I will tackle bureaucratic bottlenecks in public sector. Akan Variba. National dialogue needed to review public sector recruitment. Yesterday I saw this. I'm like, oh, Frank never said that. Another call for dialogue is here. That's from the same minister designate, Lamisi Akan Variba.
Dialogue. The tea and the fried rice
have
dialogue.
issue with the tea. I will strengthen digital platforms in public sector from her again. An appointment committee vets deputy ministers. It continues today. Immigration intercepts 115 gallons. That's 100. That's 1,115 gallons of cocoa beans. PNC condemns Mahama's gender disparity in appointments.
Yes,
Government rejects over 10 billion Ghana cedis in bids at Treasury bill demand source. Appointments committee to vet Mahama's deputy ministers nominee today. So we have another set going today. Mahama's comeback and economic reset and what lies ahead. Ni latte writes. We have Comac vows to resist policies that threaten local investment. WAPCO plans feasibility studies for gas supply expansion. And we still have more. Thomas Ampem urges opposition to join national economic dialogue. DDEP payments, let's focus on the positive market signals. Thomas Ampem. I will support policy direction on free SHS. Thomas Ampem. Thomas Ampem again.
Yes, I congratulate you. I told you, you know the reason I'm wearing this?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay, you don't know. Thomas Ampem is an student of this. So,
hey,
we are celebrating him.
People.
Look at how they were quoting him.
People.
Get better things for his brain.
Hey, pressure. Pressure. Thomas Ampem again.
Yeah.
We will use technology to rake in more revenue.
Yes.
And the Central Region 6 injured in violent chieftaincy clash at Gomoa Obuasi. Dogono, SHS students protest malfunctioning street lights. Then we have Democracy Hub again here. It says they should drop the name. We are back again to this conversation again. Professor Opoku Ajiman urges Council of State to be proactive. Then, yes, so those are some of the stories there. We have latest one coming in. Ghana's informal sector holds 80% of jobs, contributes just 27% of to GDP. That's from the Ghana Statistical Service. Informal sector, we all aware. Beyowe elak baganto na miape dowanyao. Ake le GDP penyame just 27%. Historian backs calls for removal of Kotoka's name from Ghana's International Airport. Obevagolo, let me trace it to the background. La. Ndo sunundo yiji. Menebe FM Konegano, Miape Airport. No.
I don't know. You see, no, this is rebranding issues. The moment you start with this, you want to take off the name. That means you have to change everything.
The reason behind the changing of the name is what we should look at and examine.
No, okay. There is the
come
name.
back. You are signaling me. So
the name
yourself.
there. The name there right now. What? I'm gonna cuckoo nema.
BP obnoxious policies. Bad economy made Nkrumah popular. That's for a historian. Galam says suspects arrested over attack on City FM journalist granted bail. Samson Ahi pledges cocoa processing factory for Western North.
Yes.
All right, we'll end it here. More stories for us to get. And then we have NIA begins free issuance of Ghana card at 276 operational district offices. Okay, so let's see.
It should be free. It should be free. They should stop charging the
They said
people.
begins free issuance now. The
That's
National
when I-
Identification Authority has issued a public notice reminding Ghanaians that the first issuance of Ghana card at 8,276 operational district offices across the country remains free of charge.
Thank you. Thank you.
The authority
Thank
has
you.
also introduced fees for first-time card issuance at 8 premium centers, as approved by the Parliament of Ghana. In 2023. This move aims to streamline the process of obtaining the Ghana card while ensuring transparency in the fees charged for various services. The Ghana card, according to the NIA, will serve as a crucial identification document for citizens, facilitating access to government services and other essential activities.
Yes.
Some time back, I heard from a minister who said if you don't have Ghana card, living in Ghana will be very, very.
Yes, they should check the foreigners who are also busy acquiring these cards. They should check them properly.
I'm the only one we don't have any data to know.
So immigration.
So
the call for immigration to move from Asukuma to the borders. They should rather move.
are they still there?
They are still there.
Oh.
They are still there.
They don't listen to
Even they are at Adomi, they are at Adomi Bridge.
Talk with Teprehodo when he made the last call. They must move.
It's serious.
Looking at my hair and asking me whether I'm from Togo, I know how to speak Efe. What is that? All right, so we're taking another musical break. Oh, let's go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, National Fire Service joins us. Stay on. Tuesday, they have decided to join us in the studio to educate us on safety. That's fire safety. Together with myself, we be hearing from ADO1 Daniel Marshall Boy, and then FW Kwali Ehonam, all from the Ghana National Fire Service. And today we're going to have a fire safety education. Someone will say we are not in the Hamatan season, so why are we going to talk about fire? Just listen, it's important. You know, the fire outbreak happens anytime, not only in the Hamatan season. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing?
We are fine. Good morning to your listeners, and good morning to you too.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning.
Please draw closer to the microphone so we can hear you. How are you doing?
I'm good.
You are good. I sure you are good?
Yeah, I'm very good.
Okay. Thanks for joining us once again. And our listeners are all ears to hear from you on fire safety. We'll start off with the theme for the education, the annual celebration. When have you started the annual, fire safety celebration? Which day, from which day, when is it ending? We'll also look at some activities. Then we focus now on the importance of fire service and other matters under fire safety. So ADO1 will start for us.
Thank you very much. So we've started the annual safety week. That was from Sunday to Friday, the 23rd to 28th of February.
Okay.
And it's under the theme, a key to national development and the foundation for our safety and security. There is a national activity that is being observed everywhere throughout the country, at the district and at the regional level, for fire safety.
Okay.
Yes.
At the district and national level for fire safety.
Yes.
All right. So every year you mark this celebration.
Yes, please.
All right. So now there are, when we say fire safety, actually, what are we talking about?
So when we talk about fire safety, we are talking about the practices or the measures that we are putting in place to stop or to prevent fire from occurring.
To prevent fire from occurring.
Yes.
Okay, so it means that there are some ways individuals can take or follow to prevent fire outbreaks.
Yes.
All right, so we'll also be looking at those steps one after the other. But let's look at how important this fire safety is to us as a people and also as a nation. And before you touch on that, let's hear from the lady, the lady we have in the house to help us. Mia fenya sala kwa vele anami ekeko efo Daniel Hegbolo yo vuo fegbeme afo tanami populele mia degbeme.
Okay, dek pine kwa mi fe efakpe eve ple blavo aton pe safety week dum. Nemi be safety agome pide kwenya be ni o kamiawa be ejumaja mia papa o ta egba mi le mia dome be mia fia mi alo mia donku en de kava do jina mi be mia tan wone ejuma aja pena mi o.
All right. So now the importance of the fire service, like you call it, the fire safety, sorry, the education that we are having, how important is it to us?
Yes. So looking at our nation and gradually as we are developing, it is so important that we take fire safety very key to our heart, such that we would not retard development. What happens is that when we allow uncontrolled fires to engulf our homes, our industries, our businesses, and all other activities, our farms and all that, it is taking us back to square zero. So it is important that we implement these measures and practices that we would outline and to prevent these uncontrolled fires from occurring.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Nemi be nka we mnya wo ne ejuma japana mio pele kwenye be mi jibe nyontola ne milia mi afia mi de cover do presusu be ne mi we ne mia na be ejuma ajapana mi.
Okay. All right. Nemia awo be ejume ega japana mi. So the major causes of fire in our homes. I want us to also look at that briefly. Yes.
Yeah. So when we talk about the major causes of fires in our homes, cooking, that is in our kitchen, is one major factor of fire outbreak in our homes, and electrical faults or electrical costs. Also, it is we also have in our businesses and then in our industries electricity causing fire outbreaks and all that. So basically in our homes we must pay attention to the kitchen areas, the cooking aspects, the gas areas, and also the electricity, the kind of connections we build in our homes and in our businesses, to the kind of connections that we do and the wiring that we use in our homes and our businesses too. These are some of the major causes, such that when they are not done properly, it causes fire outbreak.
All right. Okay, so then Ehonam.
Okay. Let me papa o ma nya pe jodopio pakple nya pe jidegbe kadiwe nana be ejoje na apena mi. Tami ale nkude nma onwi de bena ejo ne mega aje apena mi. Le mi ape ejidegbe kadi nya omela mi ape alekami ewo wire ne mi ape ho nene mai ne mi me ele nkude nwi do ye onana be ejoje na apena mi.
All right. So leke mi ako alenku de unwe be jomaga no afejem na mio. Wala be minya be ma pe me dede ko ejoje na. Dopo asio mi apa gbele mo eya ekuda amofe nu wo wo ta leke mi a awale mi adokyo do me be ejo. Penya ike gbelo mele je na mi apa dopo mi apa sio me boma ano mi ajemo nevi ne wajua alwa na waga no jojoma woji wade adi akpoto wale ike hono jojom.
Okay, le mi ape jodopi wa mi akata fifi ami gas zam amado ho o electricity zam tanemi be mi adojua le abe gas nya omela mi ana be mi ape cylinder na no jodopi ape gota mega no jodopi akwa klimio.
Okay.
Pakple ne mi no na ne yombe leakage ne mi sebe gas a epepema mi mega ko ekpe ko dareji o be mi abe o ne to beba gas a beba menye nye gas a ya na ne ko kokko deme pesusubo wana ne mi anya be ne ole leak na ne mi asi kakela ne mi ko pakko dareji emi china beba ngu ke gas antoga ele home tan ne ma mi mega ko ekpe darejo kebu ne mi de filling station na mi ana be no check na mi na rubber seal gbo ocho na regulator gbo ocho wa check na mi afi ne mi have appointment le jidegbe kadinya onula ne mi be mi adogo le mi afa po mela ajebe mi achi mi afa socket o mi ade plug le weme pesusu be ne mi jua le mi afa po ma ne electricity to over
low current
wa mega na be ejuna agblencho mi anwu pakula ha ne mi gle plug a socket amala lokomichi socket kake ejo ega le socket amaku
Oh, okay.
Ta loko mi chile eglanchi tane mi ejwa electricity gano edo omle mi ape socket pele plug so me. Tamia a prevent ma ejibene mi goduma mi a ching mo mi ade socket plug ale socket a ome.
Fridge, TV, iron, everything. Microwaves, blenders.
Yes.
Okata, let me the plugs all there. You should remove the plugs from the
Yes,
sockets
yes,
before we
yes.
leave it.
Fridge and fridge guard la siwa.
You can leave it. Okay. And what you have the TV guard as well.
Yes.
You can also leave it. All right. So Emma when you do you can me one along the video vana alo cho mi agbo you can nabe ejo ton edena funami let me ape apple. We know there are some safety measures though alo there are some laws. We know there are some laws that back fire safety if you have any of them off head that you can share with us what the law says as far as fire safety is concerned.
Thank you very much. So when we are talking about the laws backing fire safety, we would get them in the legislative instrument 1724. And this binds that premises where public people or the public gather, or premises that keep or hold people, must get a fire certificate. Now, before you get a fire certificate, it's either you are running that public place,
Okay.
or you are about to build. We have two permits, or let me say two certificates given. One is the fire permit and one is the fire certificate. The fire permit is given to the proposed facilities. When we talk about proposed facilities, let's say you are coming to build this station, this FM station, or you are building a hospital, you are building any facility, church, any facility that you gather people, then you need, and even residential facilities, you need to acquire a permit from the fire service department, fire safety department. Or when you are running the business already, some failed to get the permit and they start to run the business, they need a fire certificate. But in all, when you break this law, there's a consequence for you to comply with, and then you face the law.
Are you sure people are facing this law? Do you do monitoring?
Yeah, we go out to do inspections and then find a lot of them. But one good thing is that once we find them out or we fish them out, they comply with the law. But still, there are lots out there that are not having fire certificates and that are not having fire permits for their building. And we are using this medium to inform them that they should come to the fire safety department at the regional headquarters to acquire their fire certificates and fire permits.
So the effectiveness of the law, how effective is this law actually?
So the law is not so effective because we don't have the prosecutorial powers. We are not able to do the prosecution. But with the assistance of the Attorney General's Department, steps are being put in place to do the prosecution of those who fail to acquire the permit.
All right. So, okay, let me not deny our listeners that part of the conversation.
Yo, le fire service me wanna fire certificate. Me kona minana public places so abe hotel pakple tepe oke kwa amo no naza. Minana fire certificate. Ame oke obe yo to ho alo ame oke jijimbe yo to ho ha minana permit. Me va check na ko be tepe obe yo to ho do enyo access route li presusu bene na nejo mi atancha apududo nchia le hotel so hongo me e ha mi va kona be ope de dino no nya o le in place yenye na certificate mina now kakala amo mo le corresponding nene ma ta fifiala eseli kaka fifia mijibemia award esaji ta very soon nya ko esekoko no ameyo kemojibe yo a comply to
the fire safety laws.
Yeah, fire safety laws wa nya ko esekoko akplowi.
Okay, so the consequences of not complying or ignoring the fire safety measures, that's what I want us to talk about. If there are some consequences if we ignore complying with the fire safety measures, some of them that you have just outlined earlier.
So, per the LI, it's likely for you to be in prison for a minimum of 6 months.
Oh.
Yes. And there are some penalty counts to that if they can be charged against you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Le esangwa wa anao na yimo le wana na yimo 6 months. Inye le sang
Alwa do fe now.
Yeah, alwa wa do efe now, alwa wa tu petepa.
Okay. So now the community, the individuals taking responsibility for fire safety. How do we do that?
Yes. So as a community, as individuals, we are urging everyone to comply with fire safety regulations, to comply with the fire safety tips. When we do this is going to go a long way to prevent the occurrence of unwanted, or let me say uncontrolled fires in our community. Look at this incident at the Katamanto.
Yeah.
Yes. It's so sad that as a result of one person's negligence, that a whole marketplace went off. And what is it going to happen? If the people were to comply with these safety tips, it will prevent that. Yes. So we are calling on individuals to take that responsibility upon themselves. They shouldn't wait for fire to get out of hand before calling National Fire Service to come and put out that fire. By that time we will come, then almost everything is consumed because the fire grows. And fire safety is to help you put fire out even at the incipient stage of fire. Yes.
Okay. That's interesting. So I've as part of the celebration, I'm sure there's one part of the medium going to be used to get to the people. Yeah. So during the week, what are we expected from you? The market squares, the churches, the schools. Are we hoping to see you around?
Yes, please. So throughout the week, last Sunday, that was just this immediate Sunday, that was when we started. We were in most of the churches in Ho, and we were able to evangelize our fire safety tips to them.
Okay.
Yes, and the response too was so great. Yes, and we expect that they will comply with them. Yesterday, we were on the principal street of Ho with a float, sharing.
And I did spot you. Maybe you were not on my lane. Sorry.
Yeah, we took this lane. Oh.
Really?
Yes, through and everything. We stopped at the station. Yes, with some music, and then we're sharing some safety tips.
That's okay. That's fine.
And today, some officers will be in the schools, and other officers will also be at the media houses to engage with the public on fire safety.
All right. So finally, when we have all the discussions and we've not been able to give us some strategies, we should adopt as our final part of the conversation. I'm sure we haven't done our listeners any good. So the effective preventive strategies we can adopt as companies, industries, in the markets, the schools, wherever that we can have this fire outbreak. Tell us something that we should keep at our fingertips. Some following.
Yes. So one of the basic things is that when we are not using any electrical appliance, we should put it off and take the plug out of the socket. Secondly, when we are not cooking, we should turn the gas off, and also if it is an electric one you take the plug out. We should also know that in our homes and our business place, because of the lot of electrical things that we use, we need a step down or a fridge guard and all those things to let me say, stop them. We also need to install fire extinguisher and also fire alarm system like the smoke detector. The smoke detector helps to give you a warning signal that there is an occurrence of fire in this room or in this perimeter. So we advise the industries, the businesses, and our homes to install these smoke detectors and have an effective fire extinguisher to use. Because when the fire occurs, the extinguisher is the first, let me say, equipment to use to put the fires out. And also, when we want to use any electrical appliance or cook or any, let's pay attention to those things. Most often it's so sad that someone will be cooking and will just forget and go inside to rest. Whilst you are resting, you may fall asleep and you forget that you are cooking and you overcook, and all those things would happen. The quail, those who use quail, they should put them on ceramic plates. Those who use candle, put them on ceramic plate and pour water on it. Those who smoke, we beg you, when you are done smoking, please put the cigarette butt off completely. Do completely, so that you don't leave it anywhere and then it will just ignite fire somewhere and then it will spread out.
Okay.
Yes.
I said that was going to be the last one, but definitely I'll have another last one. I don't have another last one coming in again. That's what we should do in case, there is a fire. Is there any emergency step that we should take immediately when we realize that there's a fire outbreak anywhere?
So when there's a fire, because fire starts at its incipient stage or very early stage, and you have a fire extinguisher, this is how to use the fire extinguisher. The fire extinguisher is like a cylinder that has a handle and then a discharge hose or horn. Now there's a pin that prevents the handle from functioning. So there's an acronym to use the fire extinguisher, that is PASS, P-A-S-S. So the first P, the P is to pull the pin from the handle. There's a pin at the handle. You pull the pin out to make the handle effective. Then the A is to aim at the base. So the hose or the discharge horn, you use that to aim at the base of the fire, not the flame, but the base. And then the S is to squeeze the lever or the handle. So as you squeeze that, the pressure allows the contents of the extinguisher to come out to put the fire out. Now, once it comes out with pressure, it may try to scatter the fire. So you sweep, or it will make the fire scatter. So the last S is to sweep side and side to put out the fires completely. But in case the fire gets out of your control, you call the National Fire Service.
Okay.
So our number in the region is 020 1515 467. That is for the region. 020 1515 467. And if you are in Ho, it's 020 1515 465. We have a national number that is 192. But we would want you to call these numbers in case of fire outbreak. Please don't call now. Don't call now. But in case there is fire outbreak, you call these numbers and we'll attend to you. We always hear, or the public says that yes, and we will be calling you and you don't come. It's so sad that when you take about 10 people only 1 or 2 people have the fire service number.
Yeah.
And so you ask them, okay, who did you call? Or who did you call? And they will tell you that we called, but it's a lie. Those who called fire service and they saw the response time will always testify that, yes, the National Fire Service is active.
All right, Auntie Honam, just summarize everything for us so we end it here.
Okay. Nyaji chumya pe enya sela ogbobe wa mia now some basic tips na no shikabene jojo wonto wa tanchi awo yenye be wa nyaji cho sibe wa waji smoke detector ni ke a detect ejoa ne ejo extract ejegome.
Okay.
Enye smoke detector pakule fire extinguisher enye nane abe ele jinde le cylinder me tamia ji chosi be waji ekama ha adare aloji prosusu be na ejojo menye ejogan ejovi ne ojegome ne nemako wa tanchazin eye ezazamela danele afuma oyona be safety pin wa adida enye ngulo boya de ko wa adida no dida ko wa taside nane ha elenchi abe handle totongbi kwakule liver dele eji nyamanya liki magbede begbamu no nya taside jikwa wa a tede ejuan vie ple susuba wa a chi ejua kakene ejole out of hand wa your fire service le ekapu moma okonodo ngoji.
Okay, me penya sala enye ema me hwesebe ma se de fio anyo wa gava another day. Bless us be miaga adon kujina enuji na mia nonwewo le ejo wenyawo gume. Ameyo no mi agbo mi fonu kude consider yiko uko dadi kole fire safety when nyanya namdu kwa yenye ADO1 Daniel Marshall boy bakbele FW kwali ehonam yowe cho kana National Fire Service eno mi agbo ndia ta wa gere mi aji na mi nya kpole mi adome kwa eyi mi nya wole moji fa kpare ko enyema yo ha wole wowom plus sube mi obete mi ano de diede ateda le eju jape joje do pe mi pasio le te pe ovuvo katangbo. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
I'll give you a few seconds to have your final words.
So, we are saying that fire safety is a shared responsibility, and we expect that everybody should comply with that, and also know that the fire service is always available to serve you. So please, they should call on us and not to lambast us or say negative words against the National Fire Service, but to call on us and we'll serve them diligently. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best in your
you.
celebration and have a great day.
Same to you.
There is fire.
Education will now go to road and also learn something again from the National Road Safety Authority. Elon Base Masakite is our guest, and you'll be taking us to today's education. And he will be bringing us today's education on distracted driving. So cause road crashes or collision on our road. This Mark is here. He will tell us that and more. How are you?
I'm fine by God's grace. What about you?
Yeah, I'm also fine.
We thank God.
That's great. All right, so quickly we move into our topic: distracted driving, walking on our roads. Sure.
All right, so I'd like to say good morning to your wonderful listeners and then your viewers. It's always refreshing to come their way through your medium, and really appreciate that. And we trust and hope that these education tips go a long way to preserve our lives. And this morning has been great discussions we've had from fire. So the road safety to are topping up. And it's all to ensure that we are all safe. It's very worrying when you hear the news of innocent lives being lost, either on our homes, on our roads, wherever it is, due to actions that are highly preventable. So it's very worrying. So I trust that this education would sensitize us on the actions as well as the inactions that we are all supposed to put in place to ensure that we are all safe at all times. So this morning we would be discussing briefly what we will term as distracted walking. Last week we spoke about distracted driving. So it's very essential that we also look at the pedestrian component of it. Last year we had about 96 pedestrian knockdowns in the region. And out of those pedestrian knockdowns, about 24 were resulted in deaths, pedestrian deaths, 24, and about 72 had sustained varying degrees of injuries. So the pedestrian is one category of road user who is very vulnerable. So when we talk about the pedestrian, we are basically talking about anybody who uses the road by foot. So if you are using the road by foot, you are classified as a pedestrian, depending on the time. Because at one point you could be a passenger, at another point you could be a driver or a rider. And then at other times you could also be a pedestrian, because at that point in time you are using the road by foot. And often, very often, most of us throughout the day, we one way or the other become pedestrians. Because even if you have a car, there are certain places you wouldn't be able to use your car to, unless you drive straight into your office complex or straight into your home without going anywhere. Other than that, even with our cars, there are places where we would have to park, and then we would have to walk to get to our destinations or carry out whatever activity we intend to do. So this morning, we are speaking about distracted walking, as I said. So when we talk about distracted walking, what are we referring to?
Sure.
So we are basically referring to the act of walking while engaging in activities that divert the pedestrian's attention from from the task of walking safely and being aware of their environment. So the while walking or while using the road on foot, any action, any activity that would distract your attention from your usage of the road and then from taking your mind off the road environment is what we would term as distracted walking. And we'll look at the various examples. So that is basically what distracted
Driving, walking is. Why do I keep saying driving?
Because last week we did driving.
All right. So, are there types also?
Yes. So, just as we spoke about distracted driving. So, just as the driving activities that take your mind off the wheel and then off the road. Walking also activities that take your mind off your walking and then off the road environment. So basically that's it. So last week we spoke about 3 types of distracted walking or distracted. Last week was distracted driving. So this week too we'll look at the types of distracted walking. So distracted walking, one, we have visual distractions. So the visual distractions are activities that will drift your eye off the road. Yes. So, and I think as I'm discussing it too, I'll be also chipping in the driving component, so we also refresh our minds. So the distracted visual distractions are distractions that will take your mind off the activity you are engaged in. So if you are walking, any activity that will take your mind off your working activity or your road environment. If you are driving, any activity that will take your attention off the wheel and off the road environment. And a very typical example here is the use of mobile phones. Yes. So when you are using a mobile phone, obviously, and you are walking, you would tend to be looking at your phone.
Sure.
You tend to be engaged in whatever conversation it is. You tend to be scrolling or looking for whatever contact it is.
Video, whatever
Yes.
you could be doing with your phone.
Your eyes would be on the phone. And when that happens, basically, you wouldn't be aware of your road environment because you can't fix your eyes on the mobile device and then be so much aware of your environment. It's not possible. Just as when you are driving, it would be difficult for you to be scrolling and then be so much aware of your environment. You can't do both activities simultaneously. One would take majority of your attention than the other. So visual distractions, activities that will take your mind off what you are supposed to be doing. And then we have the cognitive. In this case, the cognitive. So the cognitive would have to do with activities that will distract your mind. From what you are doing. Yes. So for instance, you are driving and then you're so much engaged in a conversation with the passengers or on a mobile phone, and peradventure, touch wood, you have maybe an unfortunate incident. You realize that it would automatically affect you. Or let's say you've had your own personal issues that you are dealing with, and then you are walking, and then you are driving, for instance. Your mind is so much on those issues. You are walking, you are supposed to be fully aware that as you are walking as a pedestrian, you are very vulnerable to road crashes, to the risks associated with it. So while walking, you are supposed to be mindful of the space you find yourself, because there are people, unfortunately, who have just stepped out of their house and decided that, oh, let me cross the road. But because their mind was not
on the
road, they were having their own mental distractions, they lost their lives. So any activity that would ensure that your mind is off the riding, driving, or walking that you are doing. And then the last one quickly will be maybe manual distractions. This one wouldn't heavily be for people who walk, pedestrians, but it will mainly be for the drivers. However, for the manual distractions, we have situations whereby we tend to be using our hands to do stuffs that maybe, for instance, instead of you to walk, then you tend to be touching things, you tend to be using your hand for any other activities that you are not supposed to do. So so basically that's that. It would mainly feature for driving because your hand could be used for controlling your mobile device or controlling maybe your sound system or any other thing. Okay,
Or maybe those who, walk along the street with their dogs.
Exactly. That one too could be a distraction because you would have to have full control.
Pulling the truck or the wheel.
Exactly.
barrow.
Yes. Those ones too would fall under that. So because you'd have to be concentrated on the road. Your hands, because of whatever you're engaged with, you would tend to be using it in situations whereby are not would expose you to the dangers of a road crash. So basically, these are the types of distractions that we have:
All
the
right.
visual, manual, and then the cognitive.
The visual, the manual, and the cognitive. Now, it poses some dangers to us when we engage in all these three types of distracted
Yes.
walking.
Exactly. So, some of the dangers that would arise when we are distracted while walking would include the fact that obviously we are unaware of our surrounding environment, of our surroundings, and then we are also unaware of some hazards. So, because you are distracted, perhaps there is a drain that is uncovered. You could easily stray and fall into it. There is let's say a road signage, but because you are not watching, you would collide into it. There is a vehicle in front of you, because you are not watching, you could easily collide into it.
Okay.
So you become unaware of your environment, and it also could increase the risks of tripping or falling. Unfortunately, some of our pathways or routes are not that smooth.
Okay.
Yes. So while you are not are fully aware of your road environment, you could trip or you could fall. And then it could also lead to situations whereby we, the pedestrians, we fail to comply with road traffic regulations or traffic signals. In as much as we have our traffic lights, our road markings, and all those things, they do not only communicate to the drivers, they communicate to us as well. So when you get to let's say a zebra crossing, you've noticed that fine, it's a zebra crossing, a pedestrian crossing, and then I'm at liberty to cross the road at that point. Because you've gotten there, that does not mean you should just straight away cross the road. No.
Okay.
You're supposed to wait. You're supposed to ensure that the vehicles would have stopped and then you cross the road. But when your mind is off and you've seen a zebra crossing and then, oh, I can easily cross. No, you increase the risks of you yourself involved in a crash.
Okay.
So we also become unaware
So
of.
in as much as the sign, that's the pedestrian crossing, shows that a day driver approaching there should slow down, or when you see a passenger are trying to cross, you just automatically stop. It doesn't mean we should also cross even when we see the car approaching, all in the name of I'm walking on a zebra or the
Exactly.
pedestrian walkway.
Exactly. And just as we have indisciplined drivers, we also do have indisciplined pedestrians who then also comply with rules and regulations on our
On
roads.
our roads.
So, and on this note, I would also want to stress on the fact that it's very important that we as pedestrians, we also ensure that at all times as possible, while there is a pedestrian walkway, please let's make good use of it, because most of these distractions that occur, I'm not stating it categorically, but then if we are making good use of our pedestrian walkways, even in the events you are distracted, the risks would be minimized. Because when there is a pedestrian walkway, it means that we are not sharing the roadway with the vehicles, and then we are only using it as pedestrians. However, situations also where there are no pedestrian walkways, we always stress on the fact that it's very important that we walk facing traffic, What we are trying to say is that walk in such a manner that the driver sees you and you see the driver. Do not walk in the same direction where you are going to as the vehicle is also moving. So you'd cross to the other side and then face the oncoming vehicle, for which you can see the driver and then the driver can also see you. And let's also all make sure that at all times we make good use of our pedestrian crossing. We know some of our drivers are recalcitrant. They do not abide by those road safety regulations, but we still want to entreat we the pedestrian that at all times let's do the right thing. And also the use of the mobile phones is very, very important. Last week we spoke about the fact that in regulations 107 of the road traffic regulations, drivers or riders or anybody using a motor vehicle, you are not supposed to be using your communicating device while driving. In as much as we are, it's the law 107 is talking category about people using motor vehicles. We the pedestrian also, when you are so much engaged in your mobile phones, when you are listening to music while and then anything that you are engaged in that will distract you from walking safely, it becomes a danger that you expose ourselves onto. So we want to entreat all of us that at all times, please let's ensure that we are concentrated on whatever activity we are engaged in, be it driving, be it riding, or be it walking. We need everybody safe. And on this note, to please our drivers, please, we would want to entreat you that the speeding contributes significantly to our crashes on the roads. It's a new year. We want the crashes to reduce. It's worrying that almost every day there are crashes. Somewhere, I think yesterday there were some crashes at there was a crash at Kpong, between Kpong and Akosombo, and people lost their lives, including a 1 month baby. And it's very worrying. Please, at all times, let's ensure that we do the right things, we exercise a bit patience, and then all of us will be safe.
All right, thank you.
Thank you
for distracted walking for this week. Next week will be another topic. We're always glad coming through with various topics for awareness creation. Hope to see you next week.
Sure. Thank you very much for having me.
Sure. Stay blessed. in until this very moment. Me da kuna penya sala yo kata radio da ka okoto gale. Mi agbo la fi hele enyava van osem. Le ndia pe wonaji. Mi le tetera pe won ikenye mi video kwa mi aduka kan le egba to cheji. Soon we'll wrap it up for today. Then we go prepare, follow up on stories, and come back tomorrow to update you and feed you with all the relevant news. So it's time to make the Guy Mount move. Purchase the Guy Mount pack and enjoy our delicious Ghana jollof and fried rice with 2 spicy pieces of chicken wings, costing you just 49 Ghana cedis. Visit any Pizza Man, Chicken Man store nationwide and grab yours today. With only 49 Ghana cedis, you have something to eat, be it jollof or fried rice. And remember, no food, no payment is the deal. Call us on this following numbers: 0302 753 430, 0302 753 430, or simply download the Crispy app for your order. Locate Pizza Man, Chicken Man at CK Road Junction, also on the Trafalgar Road. There as well in Applaud, the Shell Filling Station. Pizza Man, Chicken Man, it's love at First Bite. And let's talk about skills, acquiring skills, and also fulfilling your employment zeal. So if you're looking for a stable, fulfilling employment, Ghana Growth Program is right here for you. Whether you're 15 or 35, Ghana Growth is helping people ignite the hope and guiding them towards their career in vocational skills, technical skills, agribusiness, and agriculture. Program is for both male and female and equips you with the necessary skills to thrive. All the skills, all the guidance, the counseling, the essential skills training that you need to forge ahead. Dial star 718 star 50 hash, star 718 star 50 hash. Now to be a part of the program and contribute to Ghana's growth through life-changing careers in agriculture and ATVET. Embrace Agric and ATVET careers with Ghana Growth Today, an initiative which is brought to you by MasterCard Foundation in partnership with Springboard Road Show Foundation and Limehorse. And for more inquiries, the Bia Hogba Babia Haleken as was only a besohe ikele do dim ela download dim ele wa anao he akwako wo agbele de day wasi chacha wasi no do we your 0308 255 775 0308 255 775. And don't forget, Rockstars is still with us. Yameyo leho bazingi adoduya wojim. Nemi ako agba miape ehowe. Mieleta me boom. Ameyo have agba ho na mia Rockstars store. Obe hogbala le yosi. Hogba zingi adoduyo lolo meti treme. Amadede siane ike diele kwa akbo ele yogbo. Ope do wo ike ne dagbedi wa wo zingi nawa lenkeke to va se atome tututuko wo wevo yo gbo kwe aga kpole elaba me bubo gbo a ga jijiwe ya akpo metal trusses so roofing sheet ceiling joist pop cement akpole bubo sian aplele wo gbo ako agba wo ho yo 0592 500 501 opedo wa elebo buere do pa Edahana NIB Gajradofa Agayo Kapojesi Awake 0592 500 501. Ole do come go do see akpero Rockstars quality and affordable. Yapenya sala me ele nyame jojuro wona ohege na me very soon. Le miape yapala jiga. Kape mi aga hema of me don kweji na be Vestige yikecho India, you will hear the world best supplement. You want to amagbewo me, amagbenya you nyemi antomiato. Ekebe mi ako atu mi apela mekpoko nuodo hako wavu pele dolele yo nye hypertension alo high BP diabetics mi akpo do abe pepe vamo efutome dolelo prostate enlargement stomach ulcer hepatitis B anume pe yade de nye halitosis supete mi a po atike ya ikenye a supplement o mia aza eye hodejesi be nele zama maga ahe nugbegbe bubu deke aga ko de lamena o apo aflele atike jira fe vovo le Ghana to come ekpodo ho wana wholesale kwa kule retail hata ne ju acha sekplo apply ko de wo fia seme I want to go apply na wozaza your 0242665132 0242665132 hena baba bia kule nume kokoko Gentlemen are set for the morning's conversation. How are we doing?
We are doing well.
Yeah. We can't complain.
No need complaining.
We only have to thank God we have a listening government now. So if you complain, you will be listened to. It's not like a previous time.
So you're allowed to complain.
It's not about complaining, but it's about being a citizen. Yeah, we must continue to be a citizen.
So the also administration, you can complain. In your government, you will not complain.
No, you see, complain counts with different motives. If I say complaining, it means you are just complaining. But you have to be... You are
complaining for problems to be addressed, or you are just making,
Yeah, there's a difference
comments
between complaining and making noise. So, you be a citizen, you criticize when things are going wrong. Constructively.
You critique.
I think that is what I'm trying to bring on board. That we have to... We thank God we have a leader who listens to people, listens to the subject, listening to the citizens. So everybody you can even sense it. Or everybody has begun to talk. People are talking. Prinkov are talking. Charles, they are talking. All the civil society organizations, even the clergies are beginning to talk.
We are not. I'm not seeing you in. Is it the first time seeing you in the year? Yes, we spoke on phone.
Yeah, we spoke
on the development of those people burning your constituency office. How far have anyone been arrested?
The police have not completed reports yet. They are, we can't take the law into our own hand.
Sure.
So thank God the police were at the scene that day. They took every evidence and investigation to be carried out. The last time I follow up last week, they told me they are compiling the reports and sent to regional office.
Okay.
They are to see to whatever the reports and go through it and the appropriate actions.
So they've not been able to tell you the level of investigation done so far?
No, that's what I'm saying, that they have almost done with investigation. They are working on the report to be sent to the regional office for address, action to be taken on it. Okay. Some of these things, when you go into it, yes, it's something that should not be entertained. It's something that should be condemned. But sometimes when you go into it, you realize that if your son has offended you, you don't kill that your son, but you reform him. So sometimes we just have to look at it internally.
It means that they will solve it internally. We will not get it publicly.
No, the police
which will be very wrong.
The police will take the criminal aspect. Then the political aspect will be dealt with internally.
And you allow that because these are party people.
No, but that is the routine. You can't send political issues to the police to deal with the criminal aspect.
Some of us are interested in this case.
So you can follow up to the police station anyway. You are a citizen. This is a public property.
Sure.
That was so you can follow up to the police station.
We'll be there.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
I
you
trust
have informed
you.
that.
I trust you on that. Follow up so that these people they don't hide things under the carpet.
Yes.
Sure.
Anyway, Juju, we thank God.
You have system. You will not say any other thing again. Yes.
Okay, but you never asked me to conclude on my.
Yes, we are done. The ones I have asked you, we are done. I'm okay. So you should also be okay. Whilst so we move on.
Okay.
Yeah, because let me now watch it. We are thought that. Where is it? William.
Yeah. So good morning to all of us and then our listeners. I've been away small, but I'm back. And this morning, Honorable Alan Kojutra Martin asked me to say a very good morning to you, Madam Jujo, in Global FM, and then our listeners for helping the movement for change to also make a voice in Volta region and whole. We are very grateful. He is very grateful. Sure. So as the NDC man was saying, we in Movement for Change are very interested in this case because the property, even though it belongs to a political party, is by way a public property, and if by God's grace we also win an election and our people destroy some of our properties, I hope they will also be very interested and they will condemn it. So we hope that every investigation that have been carried out, the report should be made public for all of us to see. Thank you.
All right. Out to our stories.
Is Alan going back to
our stories
to reform the NDP,
let's have a smooth discussion.
Movement for change.
I'm
interested
in that.
You do that after we've left.
We are also organizing a report on that. We will come out very soon.
All right. So the first story here is on some amounts of money, billions in dollars needed to complete the unfinished Agenda 111 projects in the NDC's manifesto. I know many will recall the promise from the then flag bearer stating that they are going to complete those projects and operationalize them for Ghanaians to use across the various districts that we find this district hospital, regional hospital, the psychiatric hospital, and all of that falls under the Agenda 111 project. So President John Dramani Mahama says his government will need a total amount of $1.7 billion to complete all unfinished Agenda 111 projects. He revealed that close to 90 of the Agenda 111 hospitals launched by the previous government remained uncompleted. So I'm quoting, the previous government started Agenda 111 but has not been able to finish the hospitals. There are so many of them unfinished. Even the ones they commissioned don't have a single bed. Now we need $1.7 billion to complete the Agenda 111 projects, he lamented. Unquote. Speaking during a meeting with the Christian Council, John Mahama proposed that religious bodies collaborate to help complete some of the delayed projects. If the missions have a hospital in an area, we are not coming to compete with the mission hospital by the missions by building a hospital. We will use the resources to improve the mission hospital so that they can provide the service. So I am also proposing that if some of the missions are interested, they could finish some of the hospitals and manage them, he suggested. And unquote. He further assured that all the projects would be completed to meet the healthcare needs of Ghanaians. So, if someone is interested in what the new administration government NDC will be doing about Agenda 111, are they going to abandon it? There's the latest, I'll call it the update, when the president met with the Christian bodies over the weekend. This was his revelations to them. Some amounts were being mentioned earlier, that's what the government needs to complete the project. But now that the different figure or amount is here, I think it's just prudent for us to focus on the new amount and how best we can see the benefits the nation is going to get from the completion of the projects as far as our healthcare is concerned. Honorable Ajanko.
Yeah, Jijo, thank God it's Tuesday, and we are most grateful to our Maker once again. And I want to use this opportunity to extend my greetings to the regional minister, Honorable Gunu. And not forgetting my community, I want to extend the greetings to all the chiefs in Ziavi, the traditional council, especially Togbe Ajayi, the fourth Dutofia of Ziavi. They are doing well. We just have to support our traditional leaders to enhance the democracy in this country. And so I'm doing in my community. Jujo, as for when they say healthcare delivery and concern for healthcare, when you cut the blood of the leader of this government, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, you can see the written in the healthcare delivery to our people. The blood that will flow from his blood is full of concerns about how to improve on healthcare. You see, there is something saying in Ewe that ne akwa divula na poepe blenuda. I'm not just saying this. Over the years, in our previous government, all the health facilities and the health infrastructure that we have invested in, they are the ones that are still sustaining us till now. If not the innovative nature of the president in his first term, we only know how healthcare delivery system will be. because over the years you can count. You see, I've been saying this before the election that I don't have MPP hospital and we don't have NDC hospital. What we have is hospital for the Ghanaian people.
Yeah.
When I'm sick, that is where I go. So when I'm discussing some of these issues, I take off the color from it. And so should it be. See, over the 8 years, can you tell me any hospital that is functioning now that this previous government has done? They started with this agenda 111 with...
And they haven't stated they've completed it, all the hospitals, have they?
What?
They've not stated anywhere that they have completed the hospitals.
No, but they stated that they will complete. Akufo-Addo said,
before they...
he will complete all these hospitals before he hand over. And till now, how many has been completed? Even those ones that they rushed in the election year to commission were just building. They were not resourced with the equipment and the consumables that are supposed to be used to be termed hospital. You can recollect that they started with this at COVID. One day we just wake up and hear that the president said he will build 88 hospitals at the COVID time to sustain the COVID impact. Then all of a sudden, COVID passed. Then when we are going to another election, then they told us agenda, they have increased it to what? 111 hospital and term it agenda 111. That alone, we were here, we discussed that. How possible? You say you will build 88 within 2 years. You didn't do it. How can you do
all right.
So 111?
Now they have been voted out.
So they have been voted out. The new government must take inventory of the level of completion, the level of work done in all those things. It is our inspiration, our desire that all these hospitals should be completed and serve the people so that access to health care will be closer to the people. So we are not going to leave it as the president said, but the fact remains that we continue to say there were no funding for these projects. There were no proper funding for this project.
Now you have used
and
the word.
Even those that the source funding, corruption has engulfed the project. So the monies have been squandered, the works are there uncompleted.
So any investigation revealed that the monies...
The investigation is ongoing. That is why we were able to arrive at that figure that that's what will be used to complete all these projects. So having done evaluation alone shows the commitment of the government to continue, because if you don't know how much you need to complete it, how can you complete it?
All right, so
we are not going to
administration secured $100 million startup fund for Agenda 111, and they secured that from the Ghana Investment Infrastructure Fund, and the allocation done was 600 million cedis for the commencements of the project so far.
So where is the rest of the money?
But with that, the allocation, only 36 million Ghana cedis has been released as part of the pre-construction mobilization procurement.
I have been vindicated by saying that corruption has engulfed the project. If you have secured 100 million
and
for this project,
million
and 600
allocation
has been allocated,
and only 36 million has been released.
So where are the rest of the money? All this one, 36 million out of 600 million that has been allocated. Meanwhile, you secured...
Maybe the budget should tell us how much is left.
Yes, you secure 100 million for a project, and you have allocated only 600 million for only 600
is the allocation.
Yes,
the budget,
and only 36 million has been released. So the question is, where is the rest of the money?
So even out of the 600 million,
yes, out of even
only 36
yes has been released. So that is what I'm saying. We've been saying this thing before election, and the issue keep on popping. And thank God the evaluation has been done so far. How much is needed to complete? I know the president will look for funding source to complete this thing, and that is why he is extending hands to other
the missions.
Yeah, the mission and the
complete
private
it.
sector that would like to help, because looking at our economy today, 1.7 billion dollars, 1.7 billion dollars. You looking
but
at
you know, the then health minister stated we needed 7.65 billion.
Okay.
65 billion. Then
complete
to
it.
complete it. And now we are
Aside
looking-
the 100
yes, the
million.
ones they have released.
So
And now it's now what the current government is saying is 1.7.
7, yeah. So that tells you the corruption that were involved in this fishy. A lot of the procurement process was just abysmal. No due diligence were done, because these things were political kind of project to camouflage the citizens to vote for them again. So we need to go into it. Thank God the evaluation is done. The real amount, the figure is stated. Now, I know individually per hospital, that one to how much is needed to complete the whole West one.
Yeah.
How much is needed to complete the other district ones, and the level of completion would have also be done on the paper. So anybody who is willing to partner the government, looking at the kind of economic balance sheet that they have left down for us, one will know that it's not going to be easy for government alone to do all these things within the 4 years. Looking at other pressing needs, because this government has left only debt down, which we all know. It's not like we are complaining. We have yet to solve it. We'll try and do the best Ghanaians want, but they must also know where we are taking from. That the coffers was totally empty before we are taking. It's now that we are cutting down certain expenditure, and that is why we are calling on Ghanaians to support the government to recoup all these looted funds. When we start, nobody should tell me political hunting, because a lot
Witch hunting.
political hunting or witch hunting, a lot of mishaps have happened. A lot of corruption has happened under the previous government, which we need to collect some of those monies back and plow back into some of these important projects to complete for the Ghanaians. And we have started, and I can assure you that we will do it, because that is one message. When we were going around to campaign, Ghanaians were telling us that we should hold the previous government accountable. We should hold them accountable and collect Ghanaians people's money back. So we will do. So just thank the president on that he is inviting people. You see, Ghana belongs to all of us, and to reset Ghana is not only in Accra. It's not only that you sit at the Flaster House and be giving order that this is what I want to do, but thank God he's involving the citizens. People are having their say. Everybody is bringing his mind. Everybody is contributing to good governance, to building our nation and resetting the nation. And so far, yesterday I was walking, and a lady called me.
I'm thanking you.
A lady called me, and he was telling us that, mi dakpene miro, nemele ola pole ke system ento stabilize rikala, pole ke enu the doko miapeji fan market. That kind of comments are there. You can also go and solicit for. You see, some of these things, the system already, with the mentioning of John Mahama and NDC, the kind of structuring we've started already is giving people hope, and investor confidence is coming back. So we're only telling Ghanaians that they should continue to give us that goodwill. We will do it, and all of us will enjoy. This country belongs to all of us. So we are inviting all who can help to reset this country to come on board.
Thank you. William.
Jojo.
So this and in last 2 years, the Minister for Health now stated that the committee, that's the health committee, said that as of November 2023, $251.4 million has been spent and they require about 1.4 billion to complete all the projects. Different figures, different times.
Jojo, Parliament is not helping us.
But let's not forget to the dollar, the
Fine.
volatility.
Sure. We can take everything to account, because if you are running a project, you look at the risk involved, and one of the risk is inflation. Okay.
Yeah.
But I want to say that Parliament that has oversight over government business is not helping us.
Okay.
If a government is running a project and the health committee, which is supposed to have oversight within or on that project by monitoring expenditure of government on each project, and they sit down and look on and watch a government to mismanage project. And you see, it is not only at the health sector, education is part. That is why we have committees set up to have oversight on implementation of projects. I will not blame government though, because government, we see previous government and including this current one, will have people who would deliberately mismanage projects. But who can control these people is Parliament. You go and bring money. You've gotten about 100 billion or $1 million for a project. You said that you are allocating 600 million of that money, and then you give the people 36 million, which is not enough. And Parliament sit down and overlook these things. It's just like the people are ganging against the state. Parliament and executive, that is what they are doing. They plan together to steal the state. Parliament, those who are supposed to have oversight. You see, there is only one person I respect so much in Parliament, that I don't know. This man, Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa. That guy has helped. He has helped us so much in this country that we have no idea.
But he's the one the people are calling.
They should call him. When I came here, what did I tell you? Me, I don't bother about wherever he sleeps. He can buy any house at all. I don't care. He has helped us a lot in these issues. Today we have to go back and call for another money. 1.7 billion dollars, which can go into our free education. If we want it to, if we want the free SHS to still continue, that money can cushion us a bit. But we are now coming to go back. The MPP, Ghanaians should be very careful the kind of leadership they are bringing this time around. If MPP will bring Bawumia again, look, Ghanaians, listen, if MPP is bringing Bawumia again, it means Akufo-Addo is coming to rule this country again. I'm telling you.
How do you mean?
Yes. Bawumia and Akufo-Addo, there is no difference between the two of them. You cannot put the two of them down and see Bawumia's head different than Akufo-Addo's head. They both have one head, one thinking faculty, one seeing eye, and one hearing ear, and one smelling nose. That's how they are.
They are Siamese twins.
Both of them, they don't have any difference. I'm telling you. See, Ghanaians should be very careful about Bawumia. Bawumia is even dangerous than Akufo-Addo.
All right, so he's out of the scene.
No, they put this country into this mess that we are. No, you can't take him out.
Yes.
You cannot take Bawumia out of this evil, out of this mess.
That was the same thing happened when they were blaming the NEC government, for
blaming us wrongly, because it tends now to be false.
I was part of those who blame Mahama. 2016. I'll call the radio. I'll write on Facebook day and night against John Mahama. But when the man left, and I compare his governance to Akufo-Addo, I regretted. Seriously. We believed Akufo-Addo very much that, see, if Akufo-Addo had not been president, we blame ourselves.
Yeah, we blame heaven.
That, there has been a president that we have never experienced. Not knowing the man is so evil in mind. I'm telling you,
Dangerous.
very dangerous. I see if Akufo-Addo should sit here today.
But it's all over. It's not only from this people.
See, there are people in NPP who says that there was one person.
No, he's a very devilish.
Akufo-Addo,
you can say that.
Akufo-Addo is not a human
president.
Who is ex-president. I don't see him as a president.
You remember
I see him as a dictator. Akufo-Addo is a dictator. He's not a president. We don't run a country like this. We don't run country. See, Ghana is all we have. Me, I can't stay in Togo. I'm telling you, because the discipline you go through when you get to Togo border. Discipline. I like discipline, but that one is over discipline. Yeah. You can't stay in Togo. Majority of Ghanaians cannot live in Togo. I'm telling you. You see the thing. So we have to build our country. We have to build our country very well. When we're saying these things, that Akufo-Addo is causing a very great mess in NPP. People were tagging us. We are NDC. Look, my friend is Del Bright. I completed university with him. You can ask him what I do to your group at EP University. Things we do there, you have no idea. And we campaign for you 2016 to come to power. Come and build a country. You brought your family to come and steal us. Thieves from Achim. Look at what you have done to the country. We are now going back. Now you have put a very big plan, policy down, which is free education. A very big policy, which will take a lot of Ghana's money.
And a nice one, but...
No, me, I'm not... fine, it's nice, but it is very huge.
There's a dialogue on that. If citizens...
Very huge. Yes.
Scrub, maintain, however we want it to go about it.
When we pick policies that are big, let's learn how to manage the rest of the things well, so that some monies that we will use to at least cover up those policies will not be going back into recurring expenditures. We don't do that. Let's face the thing. That's why I see John Mahama should be very careful in implementation of every project. They shouldn't cause us this mess again. This government, we love John Mahama so much. Me, I will not hate that man. Not on any grounds. We love him, but he should be very careful and monitor the in and out of his ministers. Look, John Mahama should ignore national security and BNI, because those guys, they give false this thing to the president. If Ghanaians are suffering, the national security minister will come and tell you, the people are very happy. BNI will tell you, the people are very happy. If the president doesn't watch news, he should start watching news so that he can listen to the grounds. I'm telling you this today. The people who lie to Akufo-Addo are these people, national security and BNI. They were telling the man that Ghanaians are living well, and we are not living well at all. So the president should start listening to the grounds. We will speak. Ghanaians will speak through the radio. Ghanaians will speak through the TV.
And social media.
And social media. He should watch these three places very well. And this will guide him. And
they should make you an ambassador for that. Wouldn't you?
No, I'm just giving. He's my senior brother. Okay. He should talk to the president.
That one, you can be assured of the president you have now. The president you have now is not a sit-down president. He always hold his phone. He listen to news. He listen to the voices and concern of the people. And if you say John Mahama,
you see, focus the national security
is good. TV. No, it's not about Wezo. John Mahama listens to everybody. He listen on the social media. He go on. He read. Last time I made a comment, he passed a reply. Yeah. That tells me that the man is on alert. And national security, you see, you build national security and BNI according to the way you want them to be. Akufo-Addo built that falsehood national security, and they be giving him falsehood report. You can't take Akufo-Addo out and blame the national security. No, sometimes they brought good reports, but they will ask them to go and massage it. Are you getting it? He doesn't want the truth. Akufo-Addo and Bawumia.
You're just imagining that this is how it's
See,
being
the
done.
way
That is how, because I have a friend who is in national security. By then, when they were, they said they will get, when they present report, they'll send the report to him. But he himself will condense some part that how do you think I should take this part. So the man himself has institutionalized corruption. So nobody gives him advice and he takes. That is the man Akufo-Addo and Bawumia, and that is the manifestation of what they left behind. The country they left behind and they ruled.
Because we can't live like this. So I would just say that the president should listen to the grounds and take advice from the people who gave him the power to lead them, or else he will be worse than Akufo-Addo.
No, that one.
All right.
That is the only thing I will say. It's an advice. I say no. I am giving this advice. I'm saying that I have given advice with what
conditions.
Conditions.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure it's well taken by you.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah, sure. I told you we are not going to ignore, even if it's a mad person who has something to tell. We will listen to it. We will wait.
When you look at the Agenda 1.1 structure, if they should complete those projects, do you think Ken Ofori-Atta will go to US?
No.
Very nice structures. Nice structures.
Even AGMC release money so that they will supply equipments there. You refuse.
But
now you say you are sick. Come and account. You say you are sick. You are hiding there. You calm down.
Let me apply this. All right. Take us a long time.
Let's have the last one. I know health is much a topic that is much of a concern to us.
Yeah.
But let's do the last one because of our time.
So, George, on conclusion on that Agenda 1.1 issue,
you have complete.
We want to assure Ghanaians that this project will not be left to rot. Looking at the taxpayers' monies that have been pumped there already, we will complete them, but with time. We will complete them, but with time. Looking at the kind of economy that we've all been faced. John Mahama said, "You show us the book," and he has done that. Do you know why Labour is not making noise last time? He went there, they showed them the book. It's not about payment. It's not about the percentage, but it's the ability to execute. So we can assure Ghanaians that these projects are dear to the heart of the government when it comes to healthcare, because of our primary healthcare policy that we are going to bring. Healthcare infrastructure and deliveries are very much important concern that we are going to champion. We will complete these projects, but private sector and the missionaries, the clergies, we are inviting all of them so that whoever have the capacity to complete at least one or two, we will give them. Government will surely pay. They will run, will pay.
Okay. All right. If we are okay by that, let's see if we have time. We'll allow you to join the conversation, if only we have time. Let's do. I've said this will be the last one. Yes, so we can manage the rest of the 13 minutes we have left. DDEP payment. Let's focus on the positive market signals. Thomas Ampem, Deputy Finance Minister nominee Thomas Nyarko Ampem, has called for a non-partisan approach to discussions surrounding the domestic debt exchange program payments. Speaking during his vetting before the Appointments Committee of Parliament on Monday, he emphasized the importance of focusing on the positive impact of the payment provisions rather than politicizing the development. He highlighted that provisions have been made for DDEP payments, reassuring investors and stakeholders of the government's commitment to honoring its obligations. According to him, this move will boost investor confidence and stabilize Ghana's financial sector. AMPEN further noted that the timely fulfillment of DDEP payments will enhance market trust in Ghana's economic recovery efforts. The Ministry of Finance has fulfilled the payments in cash coupon of 6.081 billion Ghana cedis to all DDEP bondholders as of February 17 this year. Additionally, the payment in kind portion of 3.46 billion Ghana cedis has been deposited into bondholder securities accounts in accordance with the DDEP memorandum. The Mahama administration has also started a build-up of the debt service recovery CD account, that is sinking fund, with a payment of 9.7 billion Ghana cedis as a buffer for the 5th domestic debt exchange program, coupon due in July and August this year. So payments done already February 17th, due July and August, and the nominee for the position of Deputy Finance is saying that we should rather look at the positive that Ghana will gain from this payment made to the bondholders rather than politicizing the conversation. Because when the payment was made, we had the former finance minister and the deputy coming up to say that they have, built the buffers, they have the strategically, provided for this to be done in this shortest possible time for the government. So here we are. Yeah, Kajanko.
Yeah, so Jujo, as for you see, there's no campaign after election, and there is no you can't go to church when you are dead. You go to church when you are alive and get the redemption and the grace of God. As for what they are saying, the former finance you cost. I don't understand MPP and the previous government, because it's like you, Jujo. I was able to use cutlass to cut one of your arm. Then I have damaged the second one. That one I didn't cut it, but I'm able to damage and hurt the second one too. Then now I'm using hot water. The same person. Now I'm saying, I'm sorry, this thing happened. So I'm using hot water for the second one to be healed. Then I want to be praised that I'm doing something good to you. Chijo, is it logical? You have built buffer. Which buffer? If you have built buffer, why didn't you pay them? These people were crying from December, or they were crying that they should pay them. If the buffer was there, why didn't you pay them before you leave till it was paid in February? Because when you look at the agreement, you are supposed to pay this thing in November. You didn't pay till we finish election. You have been thrown off. Then the new government came, cut down certain luxurious expenditure. Then they will satisfy the people. Then you now want to be heard that is strategical. How strategically? 8 years. If you have a strategic mind or decision, where have you put us? 8 years. Don't bring e-levy. You say you bring it. We are proud people. We are Ghanaians. We are not going to IMF. The next week you went to IMF. And IMF gave condition. You came. Oh, we are not going to. You remember they deny this DDP. They deny that they are not going to do any haircut before. The following 2 weeks, haircut came. You put Ghanaians through this pain. Pensioners, people die. Can they bring those life back? People who died out of pain, their lifetime savings were gone. They couldn't even get access to medical these things, because they put those monies there that they will be using to take care of their medical expenses when they are in retirement. And you put them through this pain. You couldn't pay them. Some died. People lost their parents so early because of this thing. People lost their livelihood because of this wicked trend. This is the first time You see, when I was in school and when I was in Legon learning economics, I was told that government is the safest lender that you can borrow money to. If you won't give your money to anybody, give it to government.
Yeah.
Because government can, government go. And government will always remain committed to its debt. But for the first time we heard, apart from Achiampong, Yentuya, those things in the military regime, but in a democratic regime, this is the first time we heard that government borrows so much, organize Kenke party, Wache parties, all those things, and later on says that I won't pay. Even if I'll pay in 10 years' time. I'll pay in 15 years' time. And upon that, government has reduced the interest on which they borrowed. Maybe you borrow, you said, oh, in every year I'll give you 10%. Now you said that even if I'll pay in 15 years' time, I'll pay you 8%, 5%. That is how this government, Akufo-Addo Bawumia, the so-called Oxford economist, government put us. So they should give us a break. You see, Ghanaians want reset, and we are on course to reset this country. They should allow us. We campaign on these things that they are cruelty to the citizen.
All right.
They are bad practices. We want them not to do it, but they said they will do it, and they have done it to Ghanaians. Ghanaians they waited patiently for 4 years. 4 years has elapsed. They have thrown you off. Abysmally, they performed. So, as for the name MPP, those so-called who work in their government, they should remain quiet and watch and learn how governance is practiced.
Thank you.
We are not going to allow them. For now, the new government has paid them. They have promised that they will pay again in July. They will pay again in the next maturity until this thing is off. And now the bondholders are happy. Some of them have started speaking. Are they not happy? Because they have seen some consistency.
Thank you.
So we are saying that this will bring confidence back. And that is what the ministry, the minister designate.
Deputy Minister.
The Deputy Minister designate is talking about that. It's not about politics. It's not about saying you build buffer. It's about the payment. And the effect of that payment, what it brings to
the Ghanaian economy.
The Ghanaian economy. That is what we are talking about. It brings back confidence, integrity, and truthfulness, accountability back to the Ghanaian economy. And usually, I can assure you that we've got on our side. Very soon after the budget is read and we begin to implement the government's own fiscal and monetary policies, you see that the economy will bounce back. Ghanaians will start to feel it. It's not about the paper economy that we were forced on to believe. Even when things are not going well, they say we should keep quiet. Things are well. It's not about asking chiefs to stand up and greet you.
Thank you.
It's about living to the expectation. And I know His Excellency John Mahama's NDC government, we are going to deliver and rebound.
All
this economy will come back to the benefit of you and I.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. The political aspect of this whole issue is truly not necessary, because we have seen what the political aspect has done to the people, to the extent that our former Chief Justice, her ladyship, Akufo, Glory Akufo, Sofa Akufo has to also join a demonstration on the street. I think it is so. But now that a new government has paid, the MPP must be grateful for the mess they've created. They should not be trying to project themselves as if they have put some money there down, that if John Mahama comes, he should just lift the money and pay the people. No, this needed a strategy, and the people use strategy to pay the people. Just be grateful, thank the people, and stop the political aspect of the whole thing. When you sit on social media, more especially Facebook, you see these things. There are people right. Even I have seen one of the guys, Sir Obama, has put there that a teacher killed himself just because his appointment was revoked, and these things are not true. You are throwing things in the air, thinking that Ghanaians are not awake. The people came, the NDC came to meet 3 days or 2 days full. But
3 hours.
Now that there is some off and on, they said Dumso has come, and it has become a whole issue. And I think your social media is not working. The NDC social media is just something else. You must work to stop this political propaganda aspect of the NPP. You have to be on social media countering them. Other than that, they will create hatred for the government again. So I think that the money has been paid by a new government. I don't know if Akufo-Addo has left any money down that they should use to pay the people. Where was the money? So they should stop it.
Where did you also get it from?
You think prudent John Mahama has to sacrifice some of his luxuries at the presidency?
Who was paid then?
But are we not collecting tax all this while? We are collecting tax.
Monies are every day.
Every day. You see government business. So sometimes you sacrifice some areas to.
For me, I am very happy the way John Mahama.
If they have money, they could have paid.
I'm happy the way he is managing issues, and I think even last time he rejected extending the IMF, and also yesterday I think they were giving some auction of. They should auction some of the there's a name, and that one too, they said they won't do it. It's just a way of getting quick money, and he said no, they want to follow the fiscal aspect of the economy, which is a great idea. So I would say that so far so good. The NDC is on course. The Ghanaian people should ignore the MPP now. The MPP should be ignored, and the MPP, if they make any mistake and bring Bawumia, that one we should try and collapse the whole party, and so that the party does not exist again. If they bring Bawumia, we will collapse the party. We will collapse it. So for me, finally, let me just state that the political aspect. They can't do anything. We won't listen. We will not listen. Ghanaians, we are wide awake. We won't listen to them again. Mahama has done well. Thank you.
All right. Mahama has done well, according to William Tenu of Movement for Change. Let me say happy birthday to another colleague, Bismarck Selali Lawson. Today is your birthday.
Wow.
Boss Lally, happy birthday to you wherever you are. May the good Lord keep his countenance shining upon you. May you soar higher, and may the boss you always wanted to be. All right, 1 minute on 10. We can't activate the phone line. Sorry, our time is up. I promise. I said when we have time, we will. Since we don't have time, we will not be able to do that. So we eat so much into the next program's time. So our guest has been Honorable Ajanku. And I guess I've been Honorable Ajanku and then William Tenu. They were in the studios this morning for the opinion segment. We had 2 topics for discussion. Tomorrow is another day, midweek already, and gradually we are ending February. Gradually.
Let me also greet my people. He greeted his people.
No, I didn't greet him.
You greeted
your chiefs and people.
So let me also use the opportunity to say, ndene Taingbe Topete Veveto Togbe Kodi Adiko, a fiagan of Taingbe traditional area. Togbe ndena pele enwe fia opete pele mama opete ndene mi avie Willie.
You see, Selale, today is your birthday. We wish you the best of luck.
Sure.
If you are in town, let's meet and see what
and take
we
some
can
beer.
do in the name of John Mahama.
Hey. All right, thank you. Don't guys make any false promise on air and go home. Don't. All right, thank you, dear listeners, our viewers on Facebook, and all our stakeholders and guests who made it to the studio and also via phone speaking to us on all the development that we need clarifications on. We are back tomorrow again. Whatever is available, we'll bring them to you, and the discussion continues. So the week ends again, and we are back another week. The cycle continues. The team made it possible, and God willing, if Jesus Christ doesn't come, we are back tomorrow. Same time. Don't forget that holding on to anger is just like, holding a hot coal in your hand, and you are having the intention to throw it at someone. At the end of the day, you are getting hurt. Okay, so stay blessed, stay out of trouble, and always seek after the truth. My name is Joyce Jijo Afola.